Good morning and welcome to Jewellery Maker. My name's Ed. I'm usually the presenter on the late show, but this morning they've unleashed me in the early hours. And I'm joined by the fantastically talented Janet. It's a Wirework special. Hi Janet, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, Ed.
How are you? Had fun so far this morning?
Yes, it's been a bit hectic.
It has, hasn't it? We've already been filming things and exciting projects in the pipeline. What have we got coming up this morning in terms of wireworks?
We've got some cufflinks.
Oh.
I knew I was on with you, so I thought we'd do a bit something for the gentlemen.
I like it.
So
I like it. That's good.
We've got some beautiful Labradorite, which is beautiful. Just some gorgeous colours, purple wire.
Because we've actually got 5 jewellery making kits this morning.
Ooh.
So a few extra. We usually have 3 at least on the show, but this morning we've got 5. So we sent 3 out to you. Is that right?
That's right.
We've got this very special kit here coming up later in the show. I'm not sure whether we'll have any made-up jewellery. I'm not sure we'll need any because it's going to sell out so quickly. That's my personal opinion. But it's a very eclectic kit. You get all your wire in that kit as well.
That looks beautiful.
And I believe we're also going to give you another kit as a little bit of a challenge. In fact, it's on the edge of your desk already, isn't it? It's already creeping towards it. So wirework, let's talk about it because I discuss it quite a lot on the Late Show, but without having a guest designer and the privilege of somebody so talented. So I normally assume that the reason it's so popular is that it helps you make your gemstones go a bit further and helps you do a bit more structural work within your jewellery. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. And for me, I started off but I started off with beading work.
Right.
And then, as you say, added wiring, that sort of stretches your gemstone so you get more pieces for your money, really.
Absolutely, yeah.
But then once you start getting into it, you realise that it's sort of, you're actually making things. You take a reel of wire and you make something bespoke and beautiful. And it's sort of the next step towards being a jeweller rather than a jewellery maker, in my opinion.
No, yeah,
and you know, I mean, some of the wirework that you see out there, some of the wirework that we see on the Wall of Fame, it's amazing.
Exquisite, isn't it?
And there's just so much you can do with wire. It's you know, it's endless. It's endless.
Absolutely. I mean,
and I love it.
I'm always taken aback by the creations that people come up with because, like, especially when I see them work, I say it's like when I see wire workers, it's like wire going everywhere, and they're just like, there you go.
It's magic.
Yeah, absolutely. But you're going to take us through a few demonstrations step by step, so we'll get an idea of how easy it is to work with the wire.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, okay, so we've got a little slide to show you that can give you exactly what's coming up in each hour of the show. The Beadsmith wire rounding tool. That's going to be our early bird this morning, so we're going to do that in 1 second. In the second hour of the show, we've got the 925 sterling silver earring variety pack, including 15 pairs. There you go. 11 AM is the wire whacker tool. I know that's going to fly out the door. Yeah. Do you love that tool, Janet?
You know, I haven't used it, but I've ordered it. I've got one waiting for me to collect.
Oh, really? So after the show, you're going to be running upstairs.
Good to have a go, actually. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, yeah, we'll get that open so you can give us a little demo of that. And in the final hour of the show, it's the colour block jewellery kit. Is that the one that I've just given everybody a heads up about? There you go then. That is literally going to fly out the door. Very, very popular gemstones and wire in that kit. So that's coming in the final hour of the show. On top of that, I've also got presenter's pick in the form of beautiful emerald. It's really interesting strand actually because you've got a variety of different colour tones. It's actually like on some of them you've got these sort of Zambian emerald colour tones, on others you've got the Colombian emerald hues coming through. I can tell you that this morning this is going to be launched at under £30 for genuine emerald. It's coming up later in the show as my presenter pick. We've got wire tools all over the place on this desk. We've got the deluxe metal jig, I should say jug. What's wrong with me? Metal jig, and then we've also got, as I said, the wire whacker tool. So those are coming up later in the show as well. If you want to get involved with the show, you can text in to 60777. Do make sure you start your text with the phrase JM Studio to avoid any confusion, it getting lost into the ethos. So make sure you send it through with the phrase JM Studio at the start. Of course, if you're logged in at jewellerymaker.com, it's very, very simple to get involved. You just click the message box, whatever you write is going to come through to my producer's screen. This morning we are joined by producer Kim, whose mission in life is to create the best possible value bundles here at Jewellery Maker. We had some training recently and that was stated to me in no uncertain terms that is your aim in life, Kim. Apparently. Claire Perry is directing the show. Give us a little, show us that you're on the desk, Claire. There you go. What? She'll show you. There you go. She's alive. She's alive and kicking. Kaz is on cameras and the wonderful Amelia is on floor for all of our jewellery making needs. Okay, should we get the show up and running then? Should we give everybody a reason to get their baskets open this morning? Of course, here at Jewellery Maker, you're only ever going to pay 1 P&P per day. So once you've got your order up and running, you can add as many items as you wish, and you're only ever going to pay $2.95 per day. If you do want to get involved with the early bird, then start dialing that free phone number right now. We have got the wire rounding tool. Now, I recently did a little bit of a demo on a wire tool, the twisting pliers, which I have to say are very, very useful, but very, very difficult to demonstrate here in the studio. And I was told by the channel manager not to do any more tool demonstrations. She did say it was comedy gold, which I'm not sure was really a compliment, but she did say, do not do any more tool demonstrations. But guess what? Paula's out of the country, so I'm gonna crack this open. No, Claire, don't use the professional film. Surely. You know what? The beauty of me doing a demonstration is that if I can do it, literally anyone can do it. So this is quite interesting. People already coming through at jewellerymaker.com. That's the beauty of shopping with us here at Jewellery Maker. The second the graphics hit the screen, you can start getting involved. Put yourself to the front of the queue by dialing that free phone number. You can see how easy it is to use there. Whose lovely hands are those that are demonstrating this? Are those Hannah Osborne's lovely hands? There you go. So it's as simple as that, and it just rounds off the end of your wire. What's the benefit of that, Janet?
Well, I think if you're doing, especially if you're making earring findings, if you sort of snip them, you don't want a sharp edge on them, so they're perfect for rounding off the end of the wire for that.
I see.
And if you're making pieces of jewellery that have got an end to the wire, I tend to put a lot of spirals on my work. Right. But if you don't do that, if you just want to finish it off and just do that onto the end of it. So you have like a flush finish on your wire, you want to round it off so that it doesn't. So you've got a nice smooth edge, so it's not going to catch on any clothing or it's not going to scratch your skin. It's amazing. For a little tool to be so important, it's amazing. That's really interesting. I did a tool special last night, actually, April Tools Day. Yeah. So we launched lots of tools and we were joined by Sarah, and we were discussing this idea, and basically the thing that sets you apart from other crafters is the finish, isn't it? I think definitely the finish. That's the most important part. And tools like this help you achieve that professional finish. So.
Okay, here we go then. We're going to have a go. If you have a look at the edge of this wire before we start. So the reason we're not getting Janet to do this is because we're going to show how easy the tool is to use. If I can do it, anyone can do it. And of course, you can get involved right now, which many people already have. So you can see the end of that wire. It has got a little sharp end, a little edge to it, if you like. Let's have a look at this. Oh, it's very, very easy. There you go. I was just about to say that, Director Perry. It's like a little file, Claire just said, and that's exactly what it is, isn't it? Oh, look at that. It's already doing it.
And that's exactly what it is. It's like a cup burr, so you've got the cup shape with the file inside, so as you turn it, it just files off.
It does, yeah.
A little layer of the wire.
This is the sort of tool that potentially you won't realise how essential it is until you actually use it on your designs, is that right? There you go. Nice rounded finish. Can you see that now? It's actually rounded off to give you that professional finish. That is fantastic. There are so many people getting involved now. Do you know what? We haven't even brought the price on screen yet. So I won't believe the price. That is the kind of words I like to hear first thing in the morning. Congratulations to Rosemary, Christine, Grace, Janet, Catherine, Nicola, Dorothy, Rosalind, Sandra, Elizabeth, Carol, May, Yvonne, Susan. Lots of regular buyers who know how important it is to get involved with the early bird the second the code hits the screen. Let's have a look at our early bird price for the Beadsmith wire rounding tool. $5.95. When you consider the finish it's going to give you on your wire work and how essential this tool is going to become as part of your jewellery making kit, you got to get involved. £5.95. Not even supposed to bring that price on screen. Now I have to warn you, we only have a limited number of this tool allocated to the show. I believe we've got around about 200, well we haven't got 200 anymore because people are literally flying in on the phone lines. If you want to get involved, of course, you can dial that free phone number right now and our award-winning help team will enable you to add this to your, alternatively you can shop with us here at JewelleryMaker.com. Just click to buy now, add this to your basket, but make sure you check out to avoid disappointment. Of course, if you put it in your basket and you don't check out and a phone buyer comes through, your wire rounding tool could be allocated to somebody else's order. It's the last thing you want. So make sure you check out as you go through the show. $5.95, the perfect way to get up and running with us this morning, especially if you don't already own one of these tools, because I know that some people actually like to double up on a lot of their tools, so they've got one to have in their craft room, one for when they travel. Mind you, the wire rounding tool is quite easy to transport.
It
is quite small, isn't it?
But I mean, I've got quite a few toolkits, so I keep one in my bag, one in the craft room, one in a box that I use for craft.
All right, you've got 3.
So I'm a bit greedy.
There you go. Oh, we've already had somebody getting involved at JewelleryMaker.com, and that was Vix. I have to warn you, my eyesight is terrible, ladies. Here we go. Morning, Ed. Nice to see you on the morning show. You can come back, Vix. Been waiting for JM to come on. So happy you're on now. So that's from Nick in Durham. See, I told you, my eyesight is not good. Say again, sorry. We haven't had any embarrassing moments yet.
It's early.
Is this a text topic, Kimber? You think you could start with that information? I'm sorry, I missed that one. So basically, we're going to give you a little theme to text in about this morning, and the theme that Kim's come up with is your most embarrassing moment. What, jewellery making or any time? Any time. Do you know what, Kim? You and I haven't worked together since Christmas morning. And on that occasion, we asked people to text in their Christmas disasters. You love the negatives, don't you, Kim? Do you know what? It is quite fun, though, isn't it? Because reliving embarrassing moments can be quite amusing. Right, we're going to go over and challenge Janet with our 4th kit of the morning, because you've already been sent 3 in advance. And have a look at this. Oh, I just shouldn't get involved, should I? I'll pick them up. Let's have a look at the gemstones you've got here. I imagine this is going to be really popular, actually, because we've got a lot of sort of earthy colours here. The browns, the golds. And I think some people, when it comes to jewellery making, part of the design process they struggle with is putting certain colours together, and or will they clash? When you work with the sort of earthier colours or the more neutral colours,
yeah, they're all going to go together, aren't they?
Removed, isn't it? Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. So we're going to challenge you to create something beautiful throughout the show using this kit. Have you got any ideas looking at the strands?
Well, I've just looked at the wire, so I'm going to do obviously some wire wrapping. I thought I might do wire wrap individual on the clear gemstones. So yeah, I don't really know yet. We'll sort of see how it evolves.
Okay. Is that the way you like to work?
Yes,
so
yeah, I think
get
that's
up and running and then see what happens.
Sort of get everything out on the board, look at it together, and just sort of see how it falls sometimes.
Okay, that's quite an interesting way to work, actually. That's probably more of a creative environment, if you like. Cool. Okay, so we're going to come back over at the end of the show and see what you've come up with this kit, and we'll probably be back over before you know it to have a look at the first kit. So thanks for joining us this morning, Janet.
Thank you, Ed.
Look forward to seeing your wire work tools. So many people still coming through for the wire rounding tools. If you want to get involved with that, we do still have some stock remaining, And we are we going to do this straight away? A wire deal. We're only 14 minutes into the show, Kim. Are you sure about this? Have you warned the call centre team? Well, they've been warned, she says. Don't panic it. Okay, the reason I say that is that our wire deals are always very, very popular. Now, we've already been discussing how useful the technique and the discipline of wire work is in terms of adding strings to your bow, allowing your gemstones to go further, taking your jewellery designs in a new direction. And I think that a lot of jewellery makers out there have already realised that, because we've got more DVDs, more workshops and more experts dedicated to this discipline, I would say, than any other discipline here at Jewellery Maker. And as a result, our wire deals are always popular. Now, the beauty of putting a wire bundle together is that we can give you a wholesale price on this beautiful copper wire. Now, we've got the 0.8mm gauge here this morning, and I'm going to give my theory on the benefit of this gauge, and then hopefully Janet is going to agree with me. How about that? Okay, so I think the reason 0.8mm wire is so useful is that it's very versatile. It sort of sits in the middle, so you can do structural work and detailing work with your 0.8 because it's malleable enough to do your little flourishes but strong enough to hold its structure. Am I right, Janet?
That's exactly what I would have said.
Woohoo! There you go, I'm learning.
Spot on.
Do you know what, I would say wirework's one of the disciplines that I'm most intimidated by, because I think it always, it looks to me like it's quite scary to create a professional finish, but I suppose that comes with experience.
I think that's it. I think it's confidence. It's just having a go, finding your own sort of way, finding your own style. And I think once you've got that style, people recognise your style. It's like with Rachel. You see a piece of Rachel's work and you instantly know it's Rachel's. Okay. You see Gemma's, you know it's Gemma's. Yeah. And you sort of put your own signature on it. You sort of, you know, you find your own way. But that all comes with confidence and experience.
So that just develops over time. Yes. So the more wire work you do, the more character your designs
you
have.
You put a bit of yourself into each piece that you make, I think.
I think that's probably the most important thing about a creative outlet like jewellery making, is expressing your own personality in your pieces, isn't it?
Definitely.
So this is your 0.8mm bundle to get us up and running. The Spring Wire collection, you can see exactly where that name's come from, because look at these gorgeous pastel colours that we've got here. In your beautiful baby pink, 100 metres of 0.8mm. Then you've got your chartreuse, which is this sort of fern green tone. And then you've got this gorgeous turquoise colour as well. So that's giving it a little bit more vibrancy, because it's got that sort of electric blue tone to it. 100 metres of each, 300 metres in total. Sounds like a ridiculously large amount, but actually I know what you wire workers are like. You'll get through that in no time. This is your wholesale offer. This is going to be the best value possible for our beautiful wire. If you were to buy these individually, they'd be £24.95 each, so best part of £75, £74.85 in total. So best part of £75 if you were to buy these separately. Now that already represents the best value we can offer you here at Jewellery Maker, but whenever we take these items and bundle them together, we create a unique discount code only available for today as part of the Spring Wire collection. £54, so that's essentially a £20 saving. In fact, you're saving over £20 there on your 0.8mm gauge wire. 300 metres in total for £54. It normally costs you over £74. So producer Kim is handing you back a crisp £20 note.
That's amazing.
And for anybody who's interested in wire work, or you know, the experienced wire workers out there will already understand the value they're getting there when you're getting hold of 300 metres, especially in these three very popular colour tones, because I think the colour of the wire can also help to lead the creativity of the piece.
I think you're exactly right. Excuse me. But I think if somebody, for instance, I'm not a pink person, if the pink, but if you twist that with another colour, it changes it totally. and you mix it with another colour. So I think it's about getting all the different colours and mixing them and seeing which you like combinations the best, really. So even if you're not particularly a pink person or a blue person, I think get them, mix them with other colours, and you'll be surprised what emerges.
Is that just using the twisting tool or the gizmo, something like that?
Both. You can, anything really that you do, or even just putting them together and weaving them together.
Oh, okay.
So just mix your colours.
There you go. So it's all about experimentation, as we've said, and of course confidence. So the more you experiment with your wire, colour tones, and of course the different techniques you want to achieve, the more confident you'll become with your wire work. This is the perfect way to take advantage of a wholesale offer. Stock up by getting 300 metres of wire, probably in the most versatile gauge, the 0.8mm gauge, and these beautiful springtime colours, your baby pink, your chartreuse, and your gorgeous turquoise. Right now you're saving £20 as part of the spring wire collection. £54, should be over 74. So if you do want to get involved with that, start dialing our free phone number right now, or alternatively you can click to buy now at JewelleryMaker.com. That is an absolute steal of a deal. Best possible value we can bring you on wire this morning, and of course this deal is only available until 9 AM tomorrow morning. So if you do want to get involved, my advice is to dial that free phone number, add it to your order, and then the beauty of shopping with us here at Jewellery Maker is, of course, you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, we actually have been discussing this quite a lot on the Late Show. We're saying you can't really make an informed decision until you see it in the flesh, until you match it up with maybe the wires you already own, or perhaps the actual gemstones that you're going to be working with, because all of a sudden, if you match these up, do you know what? These pyrite strands, this kit and these colour tones, I think these are all very complementary this morning. Can we have a look at this? Look at what's going on this desk. There's a bit of a colour theme emerging. Can you see that? Between the pinks, the pastel greens. Look at that.
Oh, how exciting to get all of that home.
Imagine if you get all of that together.
It'd be like Christmas, wouldn't it?
So then you can imagine putting all of that on a desk, and then your creative juices are really going to be flowing, aren't they? More web comments, people getting involved this morning. That's what we like to see. If you've got anything you want to share with us, don't hesitate to text in to 60777, or of course, if you're logged in at JewelleryMaker.com, you can leave a web comment. That's exactly what Samantha has done. Oh, this is guest designer Samantha, it says here. Perfect for making colour coordinated findings. Loving that wire and the show. Thank you very much, Samantha. Thanks for getting involved. I promise everybody I'm going to go to the opticians very, very soon. In fact, I'm going to look up here to read this one. This one's coming in from Karen in Gloucestershire. It says, my embarrassing moment was when I went to take my daughter to school. I thought I had my jogging bottoms on, but I didn't. Oh, I still had my pyjama bottoms on. Wow, that could have been even worse, couldn't it? I had some strange looks as they had teddy bears on. Great to see you, Ed, on the morning show. Thank you, Karen. You can come back. Do you know what? Every time I take my daughter to school, I go in my pyjamas. Is that bad? That's not embarrassing at all, Karen. I do that every morning. Okay, so this wire deal available at £54. That's a £20 saving. Are we going straight over to Janet for the first kit of the morning? Fantastic. So we've already saved you a lot of money on your wire work. You love wire, don't you?
Oh, it's just, I think once you get into wire work, it's sort of, excuse me, it just takes over. It just turns into a passion.
Yeah, an addiction.
An addiction, it is definitely. It's just great. I love it.
So the beauty of working with wire within our jewellery kits is that, our jewellery kits, the idea is that they contain everything you need to get started with the hobby, but of course wire enables you to take it that little bit further.
It does, it just stretches them that little bit further and helps you to put your own stamp on it. Yeah, it's great. It's great.
And we actually gave you some wire on this. This is your 0.6mm, so that's more for sort of your detailing, your binding, your little flourishes. Is that right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I use it for weaving as well, but I've twisted it in this case to make the necklace.
Ah, of course.
I've made rings. We've made
so you
cufflinks.
can do structural work with your 0.6 as well.
But again, it's just experimenting.
Yeah, I mean, actually, Laura Binding, one of our other wire work experts, told me that if you take two lengths of 0.6, bind it together, you've got 1.2mm.
Yeah,
so
and
then
that's exactly what I've done with the necklace, So you get that structural you know, it makes it quite solid.
Absolutely.
So yeah, there's lots you can do with it.
And the pastel colour theme continues with the first kit of the morning as well. Now this kit is called Crystal Waters. Don't forget, the second the graphics hit the screen, you can start dialing to add this to your order. And I have to say, we're very, very busy already this morning. We know how many wire workers there are out there already getting their orders up and running. This is your Crystal Waters. I imagine this kit's going to be very, very popular for one strand in particular.
Yeah.
These beautiful carved flowers in your clear quartz. You get a lot of little flowers on there. I imagine these are the kind of gemstones that sort of lead the creative process.
They do, and when you look at them, the colours, they're just really pretty and really delicate.
They're very spring-like,
yeah,
aren't they?
They're gorgeous, gorgeous.
Beautiful pastel greens from your green fluorite there. Those are 120 carats. They're little barrels. They're 9 by 6 mil in size. That's a brand new strand, and I love the way this has been faceted. Actually, really interesting definition on the faceted edges of that gemstone. It's really sparkling, despite the fact that you've got quite a pastel tone to your fluorite. It's really sparkling. Then we've got your beautiful clear quartz flowers. 150 carats in total. Those are 12 mil in size. And then we've got your lilac cultured pearls. Those are Baroque pearls. They're 11 by 10 mil in size, so really significant size. But for 1 second, let's just focus in on these beautiful clear quartz flowers. Look at that. Beautiful clarity. And, you know, whilst people, I think, are a little bit blasé about quartz because they might think, oh, well, you know, it's very readily available, very easy to get hold of. But, of course, the quartz that you could find sort of in your garden or whatever, if you dug far enough down, wouldn't necessarily be jewellery quality. This has been classified as jewellery quality quartz, and, you know, would a lapidorist or a gemstone carver be confident in creating these beautiful 5-petal flowers if they weren't assured of the quality of the gemstone itself? So that's one of the things that highlights the quality of the gemstones that we can source here at Jewellery Maker. We are, of course, part of the Genuine Gemstone Company, sister channel to Gems TV. That gives us unbelievable buying power and, of course, unique links and relationships directly with the mines that we buy from, so that assures us the best possible quality. Just have a look at these beautiful carved clear quartz. I mean, these alone would normally cost you $13.45. $14.45, my apologies. So $14.45, so best part of £15 on that strand, but it's a profit maker because we know from experience of speaking to the experts that when you work with these carved gemstones, the items tend to be very popular, tend to sell, don't
Definitely.
they?
And just 2 of those in a pair of earrings, as I've done, you know, you could ask that for the price that you say that strand would be normally. You could ask that for those earrings.
So
and that's just 2 of them.
So you've just used 2 gemstones there, some very simple wire work. I mean, that's not taking you a long time to create.
And the earring findings are made from the 0.6 as well, so it's just a little bit of 0.6.
So you've even made your own findings there as well. So there you go. So that's a very that's the kind of piece that you want to have if you are selling your jewellery at sort of local craft fairs, you know, village halls. There, because they can be affordable items, can't they?
That's right. Yeah.
Now, when we combine them with these beautiful, actually, all of a sudden, I'm seeing sort of bridal jewellery when I look at these lilac pearls and the clear quartz flowers, because I think a lot of brides-to-be end up commissioning bespoke jewellery, don't they?
Great to get that, and great in hair combs as well, tiaras. You're perfect for that sort of work.
Oh, you can absolutely see that, can't you, as soon as you put the gemstones together. But of course, if you do want to create more of an everyday piece for the springtime, you've got these beautiful faceted fluorite as well. You can see the play of light on the surface of those fluorites thanks to that gorgeous faceting. Now, the idea behind our kits is that you get everything you need to get started with the hobby of jewellery making. So it's not just the gemstones that you get here, although there are people already flying through at jewellerymaker.com. We haven't even brought the price on screen yet, so let's get through everything else you get. I know lots of people make their decision based on the gemstones, but of course, if you're new to Jewellery Maker and new to the channel, then you need to know everything else you're going to get. You're going to get your essential threading material. So we're talking about the beading thread, which is the traditional way to thread your beads onto necklace or bracelet designs. 50 meters of beading thread. Then you've got 80 meters of monofilament. That's the very thin threading material, which allows you to sort of do more intricate work without seeing the workings, if you like. Right, yeah. And then you've got 6 meters of clear elastic as well. And you've also got your 0.6 mil gauge silver wire here, and that is 10 meters in total. We're going to see exactly how Janet's used that to great effect in 1 second. And you've also got 115 pieces of silver plated copper findings, which includes a meter of chain, 3 different kinds of head pins. So you've got your flat head pins, your ball head pins, and your very fine head pins, which are perfect for going through the pearls, actually. Yeah. And then you've got your jump rings, your crimp bead covers, your shepherd hooks, your fancy earring findings, your ribbon cord endings, and your toggle clasps, 2 different sized toggle clasps. 115 pieces in total, and that's silver plated copper. So that's quite useful actually, because you've got the sort of malleability of the copper, but you've still got that high end finish from the silver plating. And made enough jewellery there, Janet. Look how many pieces Janet's put together. I got a bit carried away. Look at all that. So I'm going to count them actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pieces of jewellery. Was that basically everything you used? I used
every single gemstone.
Nice. But you still have findings left over?
Lots of findings left, and some wire.
Oh wow, so you still got wire left. You still had wire and findings left after creating 14 pieces.
Yeah.
So, because you've created so many, I mean, it's not as if you know, you've really tried to stretch it out. The gemstones are the feature of each piece, really, aren't they?
Definitely.
But they're just quite subtly used.
Yeah. And I wanted to make rings because I love making rings. So I made a ring out of each of the stones.
Let me just show those actually. Do you know what? I always say this when I have a design on the show, that I don't think we see enough ring designs actually.
I love making rings.
Because they're the way to make or to maximise on the profit you can make.
Definitely. I mean, those rings, if I was doing a craft fair, I'd make a whole selection of rings.
Yeah.
And the 0.6 made in a ring is quite sturdy, so it's perfect. But I'd sell those for about £8, £10.
£8 to £10. I mean, that's going to sell all day long, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, we've had another web comment. It says, "Hi Ed, hello Janet. I am not normally a great fan of carved flowers, but the carved quartz you have today are so clear and liquid looking, they are beautiful." That's from Ted in Oxford. Good name, Ted. I like it. Well, do you know what? I absolutely agree. These are capturing people's imagination. People already flying through on the phone lines. Let's get the price on screen. If you were to buy all of these items individually from our website, they would normally set you back £47.20. But that's not going to be your price this morning. We're going to give you a jewellery kit price of $29.95. The perfect way to get started with the hobby. And of course, if this is your first purchase from us here at Jewellery Maker, oh, we're going even lower. Producer Kim, you're so naughty. $24.95 now. So it should normally be $47.20. But this morning, we've got it under £25 for you. There's no way that was the intended price, because when we were going through the products, this one was $29.95. So I think that's just an impromptu £5 saving that producer Kim's already handed you back. I was just going to say, if this is something you're interested in starting, maybe you've been watching the channel for a few weeks, but you haven't quite taken the plunge yet, don't panic, because we're not going to just leave you high and dry, send you a jewellery making kit without a little bit of tuition, if you like. We've got your Get Started DVD and booklet. Contains around about an hour's worth of the most basic techniques you need to get started. So, you know, attaching a clasp, rolling a head pin, your basic loops, things like that. Very, very simple. You have got the DVD version, or of course, if you prefer to work from the little booklet, it's quite interesting. All broken down for you, step by step, how to knot elastic, that kind of thing. So you'll also receive that if it's your first purchase. Now maybe you're watching thinking, well, I'd really like to get more of an idea of how easy it is to achieve those techniques. Dial that free phone number right now, speak to a member of our help team, and even if you don't add this jewellery kit to your order, we'll still send you one of these out so you can get an idea of how easy it is to develop jewellery making as a hobby. So 14 pieces of jewellery Janet's put together out of this kit. Producer Kim, he's reducing the price down to £24.95. So it works out at less than £1.80 per piece of jewellery you've created.
That's
I mean,
great.
you're talking about the most simple pieces.
Yeah.
You would probably expect to achieve price points of £8 to £10. I mean, if you were looking at more of your feature necklaces, I mean, this is very gem heavy here.
Yeah.
This is the flowers and the pearls together, and they look absolutely gorgeous, don't they? How much would you be expecting to charge for this?
Well, that as a set, I would say the price of the kit. I would sell it for about the price of the kit.
Of course, because you've got the matching earrings
Yeah.
here as well. So about £20 to £25
Yeah.
for that. There you go. So you make your money back off that, and then
And the
you've
rest
still
of
got
it-
all of that. That's just pure profit
Yeah.
then. Absolutely gorgeous. Because you've also made a feature of the fluorite over here with your bracelet designs, and you've used some of these little fancy findings
that are in
you've
the
got there.
findings pack, which
Yeah.
are absolutely beautiful.
They're sort of detailed on
They
the
are,
surface,
they're like a
aren't they?
rope effect on them, and they're really pretty. So they just add that detail. It just makes your life a lot easier.
Absolutely. I think when you've got findings that sort of lift the design a little bit, add a little bit of texture,
Definitely.
helps everything to go a bit further.
And I
doesn't
use
it?
the clasps as well. This flower is attached to the section of the toggle
Oh,
clasp.
yes. So
So I'm just into sort of using them in a different
sorry, that's
way.
my own intrigue there. Just having a look at.
So
how
I've
it's
just
written.
wire wrapped the flower onto the round part of the toggle.
Oh no! I think at the end of the show there might only be 13 pieces of jewellery here.
And of course the cufflink.
The cufflinks. Have a look at these. Absolutely gorgeous. So, which no, I'm joking. Which piece are we going to demonstrate?
I thought
this
we'd
morning?
do the cufflinks actually.
Oh right, brilliant.
Yeah.
There you go. So we're going to learn how to
So
create
we'll,
those.
if we do the cufflinks, okay?
Let's have a look then. Yeah.
Okay. So if we start off with the 0.6.
Oh, before we start, my apologies,
No,
Janet. I
okay.
just wanted to warn everybody, we've got less than half the stock remaining on this kit now. Has proved to be very, very popular. If you want to add this to your order, start dialing that free phone number, or of course, you can add it to your order at JewelleryMaker.com. But let's get on with the demonstration.
Okay. Take
Sorry.
a section of the 0.6. Take quite a long section because you don't want to sort of run out halfway through. That's probably more than I'll need, and that's, I don't know what that is.
Always better to have
About an
more
arm's
than
length.
less. Yeah, it looks about, say, half a metre.
Yeah, maybe half a metre. Take one of your little flowers and drop it on, and drop that onto the centre of the wire. Kink it back. So you're overlapping. There, I'll get my hands out of the way. Overlapping at the back. And then, if we just give that little twist, hold that, and twist. So the flower then is secured onto the wire. And then decide which of these is going to be the section that goes through the cuff.
Okay.
There we go. And then just start wrapping around. If you hold it sort of like this and turn the flower, you should be able to. There we go.
And the 0.6 will hold its
Yeah.
shape for that.
And once it's wrapped, it's there. So if you can see, we're wrapping it around like you would sort of go around a mandrel, really. So you can see we've got that effect there. So if I just quickly wrap that around, I should have prepared one, but I didn't. I'll do it a lot slower than this and a lot neater. So once you've done a section that you're happy with, let me just tighten that up a little bit. There. There. So you've got that little section wrapped. And then what we need to do is kink those two pieces out. So we're creating then the T bar.
Okay.
There we go. So then take some pliers, decide how long. I would suggest that you have it sort of about an inch, maybe just over an inch.
Yeah.
So have about half an inch either side.
Okay.
So just take pliers, kink that back. So you've got your one side, turn that around. You can measure it so that you get exactly the same. I won't on this occasion, but that's what I would do. I would try and get them exactly the same. So you've got that.
It's like a little coat hanger.
It does look like a little coat hanger, doesn't it? So then fold them down together, squeeze them together, take one of the wires, and then simply wrap that around
It's like a
that
little
section.
bow sort of thing,
Yeah.
really,
So
isn't
once you've started that one off, turn it around and just do exactly the same to the other section. There you go.
Oh, it's quite simple really. It looks
Keep
so
that
elaborate when you look at the finished
But it
piece,
isn't. I think
it's
that's it
actually
with a
quite-
lot of wire work. I think once you actually break it down, and then you just wrap that along. But once you break down a technique into sections, you know, you find that a lot of it is quite simple. So when you get to the end, and this actually would be a perfect place to use the wire rounding tool.
Ah.
So you could just round that off.
I'll go and get it for you. I hid it around here. This was our early bird this morning. If people are just coming in maybe from doing the school run or what have you, and you've missed out on the chance to own this, we've still got some stock remaining. I think producer Kim will try and get the code on screen for you. But of course, if you are shopping with us here at Jewellery Maker, just dial that free phone number. There it is already. She's on fire this morning. It was just $5.95 for a very essential tool. There you go, you can see the tool, exactly what you're going to get hold of. Perfect way to round off the edges of your wire. Did you want to give us a quick demo?
Yeah, I'll just show you. If you, let's have a look, there we go. Yeah. So what you would do then is just cut off, so we finished at that section there. There we are, so you've got that little bit of wire sort of sticking out. And then it's, sorry, I'm going to lean in a little bit because I can't actually see what I'm doing. Gosh, what am I doing? Ed. There you go.
There it is.
Right, so then just put that onto the end and turn it around.
There you go.
Do that.
Very easy tool to use.
And then that sharpness is gone from there. And then what I would do is just take some flat nose pliers and just close it in so that it's not sticking out altogether, so it's not going to catch on anything.
It gives you that nice rounded finish.
Nice rounded edge. And then if that's a little bit loose, then all you just simply just give it another couple of turns.
Oh, right, okay, and you can just
and it tightens
that
that up.
Yeah.
And there's your, I would do it a bit neater, so spend a little time doing it a bit neater, but that is basically the technique.
Do you know what, Janet, you're the first person that's ever demonstrated cufflinks when I've been on the show.
Yay!
So there you go. They're absolutely beautiful. And you can just see how a little bit of simple wire work can make your gemstones go a little bit further, because 2 gemstones and you've created a sellable piece
But
of
again, I
jewellery
think
there.
that is something that even a beginner could do it step by step.
Actually, I feel quite confident I might have a go at that.
Good. Good.
So there's only 0.6 wire that I need to create.
And when you think how many you could make from that reel, even if you just made cufflinks out of the kit, you know, you'd get your money back and more.
There you go. $24.95 was not the intended price for this kit, but that's the price that producer Kim has taken it to this morning. So if you do want to get involved, this is your best opportunity. Start dialing that free phone number, or of course click to buy now at JewelleryMaker.com. Thank you so much for demonstrating the cufflinks, Janet. We're going to go back over to the desk because I've got another special deal for you this morning. I'll be back over with you very soon, Janet, but I'm just going to put that back together in case we need to show that later in the show. A double trouble deal. Now, whenever we take a collection of products and place them together, we call it a bundle, and we create a unique discount code which is available for 24 hours or until 9 AM the next morning. That's exactly what we've done here with a very, very popular strand. Now, we've taken 2 of these, we've put them together to create a wholesale opportunity. If you were to buy 1 strand, it would normally set you back $9.95, which in itself is ridiculous value. Have a look at the size of these gemstones. They're 16mm rounds, and they're going to make a massive impact, partly because of the size and partly because of this crackled effect that's been created within these beautiful quartz. Now, it's really interesting actually when I look at these gemstones and when we consider what we want to work with as jewellery makers, because of course if you were a master jeweller, if you like, you've got a very specific criteria that you work to. You're looking for the largest carat weight you can get hold of, clarity and colour. Those are generally going to be the considerations for a traditional jeweller when they're looking at gemstones. But as jewellery makers, our criteria is endless, and it's going to be different for each and every jewellery maker. It could be that we're looking for inclusions. For example, we've actually created the inclusions within these gemstones. What we actually do is we heat the gemstones up to a certain temperature, and I'll say about 90% of all gemstones need some irradiation, some heat treatment. And then what we do is we plunge the gemstones into ice cold temperatures to create this quench-like effect. It gives you so much texture and character into your designs. And here we've taken 2 strands and bundled them together. So you've actually got over 650 carats on both strands here, which giving you a carat weight of well over 1,300 carats. I mean, the reason I think that's important and the benefit to you as a jewellery maker is that you only need to use, say, 1 of these to make a huge impact, and of course to offer your customers a huge carat weight, which I think is the traditional way that most people are going to judge a piece of jewellery. Now, you could be selling your jewellery to people that don't have the same depth of knowledge as you do about gemstones, or the amount of creativity and time that's gone into putting your jewellery collections together. They may well be sort of assessing your jewellery based on traditional methods, so they might be looking for large carat weights. You can offer your customers those huge carat weights when you invest in these kind of gemstones. 16 mil rounds, already people flying in. In fact, we've got lots of people multi-buying this double trouble deal. So if you want to get involved, my advice, dial that free phone number. Put yourself to the front of the queue to avoid disappointment. Of course, if you're shopping at JewelleryMaker.com, very, very simple. Just click to buy now. Once you've added it to your basket, make sure you check out to avoid disappointment. So I'm actually just thinking, I mean, again, you could just take 2 of these and create a gorgeous pair of earrings, couldn't you? Or even a pair of cufflinks, maybe.
And with some of the coloured wire that you had earlier,
yes,
to put that with that would be fabulous.
That's the other benefit of working with clear quartz, I suppose, the fact that it goes with anything. Any other gemstone combination will work. You can add your coloured wires in to give your jewellery designs a bit of a lift, and that way the wire is becoming the feature of the piece and the gemstones are sort of the accent, if you like. They're sort of taking a back seat. Although these are so large, I think they are going to steal focus. I was going to say
they wouldn't take a back seat in anything.
Absolutely not. 16 mil rounds here. Amelia's shocked. She already knows the price. That's why she's dropping things over there. You're right, Amelia? Oh, she's not. She's just setting up. I'm getting in trouble now. Let's have a look at our double trouble price this morning. Of course, if you were to buy these individually, they would be $9.95 each. But this morning, as part of the double trouble deal, they're just $12.95. Quite a savings. So that's buy one, get one for £3. That is an added to your order price when you consider what you're getting. A huge carat weight, massive gemstones that are going to make a huge impact in your designs, and of course, we were just discussing the idea of the gemstones bringing that character, that texture to the design. That's exactly what you're getting here with your crackled effect within the gemstone. As I say, it's very, very different criteria that we're working with as jewellery makers. We're looking for things that have character, that bring that link to Mother Nature back into our designs. That's exactly what you've got here. Beautiful clear quartz, gorgeous clarity, but then we've actually created the inclusions that add that character and that texture into our piece of jewellery. Absolutely huge impact from your 16 mil rounds, a double trouble deal. Take advantage of this wholesale offer right now. Usually it would be $9.95 each, and of course tomorrow morning at 9 AM if there's any stock available, they will be $9.95 each. Today, and for today only, you can add this to your order for $12.95, and already we are into limited stock availability on this deal. If you do want to get involved, even if you're just umming and ahhing, my advice, utilise your 30-day money-back guarantee. Get them home, match them up with other gemstones, maybe some of your wire work, for example. You could just see if it'll suit your designs. If you're not 100% satisfied, you can always send them back. But of course, once they're gone, they're gone. I've got so many people multi-buying this particular strand pack now. If you want to get involved, the time to act is right now. Dial that free phone number or click to buy now on JewelleryMaker.com. I'm going to leave that one with you, and we're going to go over and see what you've been creating on the Wall of Fame. Welcome back to Jewellery Maker. Time now for the Wall of Fame. Now, if you are new to us, this is basically your opportunity to get involved with the show. You can send in your designs and have them shown live on air, and of course you will be entered into our weekly prize draw, which I've just realised takes place this morning. So every Wednesday morning we're going to pick 2 winners, a runner-up who is going to have £50 added to their Jewellery Maker account, and the winner is going to have £100 added to their Jewellery Maker account. So very, very useful to win that this morning. And I'm going to kick us off with number 257. This looks like a bit of Kumahimo work here. It's been sent in by Christine from Ipswich. It says, "Hi JM, here is a bracelet I made from JM satin cord, gold-plated beads and a clasp. I made it to sell at a craft fair in a couple of weeks' time, but my little niece has other ideas." There you go. So somebody's already laying claim to that piece. I'm not surprised. So congratulations, Christine. You are number 257.
Right, this is 258. Isn't that beautiful?
Absolutely fantastic. See, this is when I get intimidated by Wirework. I know I could never achieve that finish.
Oh, you could, Ed. It's just confidence, as we
Okay.
said.
I'm going to practice.
Now, this is from Lorraine. In Aldershot, and she says, "Hi all, here is my makes for this week. It's my first weave pendant with 0.8 base wire and 0.4 weaving. Both are antique bronze wire bought from JM. The stone is a rose quartz heart, also from JM. I had managed to use 0.25 to weave, but could not get the hang of using the 0.4 without getting gaps or bumps. I persevered and practiced, and it worked. That's fabulous, but it took around 4 hours for Lorraine to complete that. But that is really beautiful, Lorraine.
Patience is a virtue.
It's gorgeous. And that's 258.
That is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
I have got 259. This is a very, very intricate piece.
Oh, wow.
Looks very inspired by Mother Nature. It has a very
I love that green.
sort of plant-like feel to it, doesn't it? This is number 259. It's been sent in by Sandra from Jersey. It says, "Dear JM, hope you like my entry for the Wall of Fame this week. I entered it into our local Eisteddfod? I don't know what that is.
Eisteddfod.
Eisteddfod.
It's a Welsh festival.
Oh, my apologies. There you go. You learn something every day. It's only obvious if you know. So Eisteddfod.
Yeah.
Is that the correct pronunciation?
That's it.
Okay. And it won the platinum certificate. Well, congratulations, Sandra. I was so pleased I thought I would share it with you. It's made from green pearls, diopside chips, green amethyst chips, shell leaves, cream pearls and wire, all from JM. Loving the show, but not my bank balance. Well, actually, that is fantastic. I can see why that's
beautiful, isn't it?
Why it's been winning awards. So congratulations, Sandra. That is beautiful. And you've taught me something as well. I like that.
And this is 260. And this is a beautiful wrap pendant from Linda in High Wycombe. And Linda says, "Hi all at JM. This is my first attempt at wire wrapping a gemstone."
No.
So there you go, Ed.
First ever attempt. Well, that's impressive.
Druzy quartz bought from JM with antique bronze wire, also from JM. I think it would look better on a cord, possibly navy, but this ribbon was all I had. Loving all the different wirework techniques she was showing now with all the different presenters. Gemma Crow is my inspiration here. Love her work. I think that looks beautiful on the ribbon.
Gorgeous, yeah. I love
Doesn't
the
it?
ribbon. But that's
Beautiful.
nice actually, because you could just put that onto different.
You could drop it onto anything.
Yeah, you could put it on a chain, you could put it on a cord, so it
Just
would
a
work
simple
with
wire
different outfits
talk,
that way,
anything
wouldn't
really.
it?
And it changes the look of it as well by doing
Absolutely.
that.
So very versatile piece
Yes,
of
so
jewellery.
that's 260.
Okay, and I have got 261. This has been sent in by Sarah in Surrey. It says, "Hi all at JM. This is my entry for this week's Wall of Fame. It's a 5-strand asymmetric necklace which I have made from apatite, clear quartz and white pearls. All the beads, findings and chain are from JM. I hope it's good enough for the Wall of Fame, and good luck to everyone who entered." Well, Sarah, absolutely fantastic. I'll be honest with you. People, I think, are always concerned about the stand of their jewellery when they send it into the Wall of Fame. If I was a jewellery maker, every single week I would put a bead on a piece of elastic and send it in just for the chance to win £50 to £100. But that is absolutely fantastic, that piece of jewellery. You are number 261. That wraps up the Wall of Fame for now. We've got some more entries to have a look, and of course we'll be announcing the winners later in the show, but have a look at these brand new strands of gemstones that I'll be bringing you later in the show. And I love this as a combination actually. Blue Fluorite and Citrine. Now they're not bundled together, they are going to be launched individually. I just wanted to show you them as a colour combination because blues and golds, very
Beautiful together, aren't they?
yeah, very traditional colour combination actually, aren't they? Absolutely beautiful. These are coming up later in the show, possibly in the next hour of the show. We also have my presenter pick coming up later in the show, which is this gorgeous strand of emerald. So one of the big four coming up this morning as my presenter pick, and I can tell you that despite the fact that it looks just like Colombian emerald, it is going to be launched this morning at under £30, not to be missed, because these are the kind of gemstones which are going to allow you to maybe achieve the kind of price points that you're aiming for with your jewellery, because they sort of justify the price point, don't they, when you're working with these prestigious gemstones which everyone's aware of, like gorgeous emerald. That's coming up later in the show as my presenter pick. Right now we're going to go to a quick break and you're going to learn exactly how to buy from us here at Jewellery Maker. Don't go away.
The fastest way to shop with Jewellery Maker is by going to our website. Just click on the sign up button. Once you've filled in the required details, you can start shopping. You can watch the show by clicking the Watch Live button on the front page. You can also use our Refine tool and narrow down your search. Once you've found an item that you like, just simply click on the Buy Now button and the item will be added to your basket. Don't forget you can add as many items to your basket per day and still only pay 1 P&P. Enjoy shopping with Jewellery Maker.
If for any reason you're not satisfied, you have the benefit of our no-quibble 30-day money-back guarantee. Just complete the returns form enclosed with your goods and send them back for a full refund.
We all know having the right tools for the job is important, so we here at Jewellery Maker have designed a toolkit which includes all your essential pliers for jewellery making, including round nose and flat nose pliers, wire cutters, as well as a bead reamer, snips and tweezers. You've got everything you need for just $9.95. We provide the tools, you provide the skills. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
When you place your first order with us, you will receive a free booklet and DVD full of handy hints, tips and tutorials to help you get started with your new Jewellery Maker hobby.
If you have a question or query for Jewellery Maker, then you can contact our call centre on 0800 644 655 and press option 2. Or alternatively, you can email help@jewellerymaker.com.
You can watch Jewellery Maker live every day from 9 till 1 on Sky 655, Virgin 756, Freesat 807 and now Freeview Channel 30.
Welcome back to Jewellery Maker this morning. My name's Ed, thank you so much for watching us. I am also joined by fantastically talented Janet, who's been taking us through lots of lovely wire work techniques. You all right, Janet?
Oh yeah, I'm great.
Yeah, you're working on your challenge, aren't you?
I am, yes.
So we're going to be back over with Janet just shortly to find out what she's been working on. But let's get another deal unveiled this morning. And the reason that we're going to show you this is I only have a limited number. I'm just going to tell you everything we've got coming up in the show first of all. So coming up at 10 AM are your sterling silver earring variety pack. In the 11 AM hour, we've got your wire whacker tool, which Janet's desperate to get her hands on. At midday, we will be bringing you the colour block jewellery kit, which we predict is going to be a sellout deal. It is absolutely beautiful. I've got it right here next to me. This is the best quantity product of the show and is absolutely fantastic. I love the colour combinations. It depends how you work with this kit as to what you achieve, I think, because you could either go down the feminine route and work with those pinks and purples, or of course you could create a very organic and natural piece by working with the purples and the greens. So there's a lot to create using that kit. It's coming up in the final hour of the show and my prediction is that it's going to be a sellout. But before we move on any further, we're going to have to bring you this gorgeous charm collection. I only have around 30 in stock, so as far as I'm concerned, unless you're dialing that free phone number right now, you could miss out. So my advice, put yourself to the front of the queue as always. I'm going to quickly take you through everything you're going to get because you've actually got 15 different charms as part of this collection. Let's start with this beautiful heart shape. This would be gorgeous because you could put your resin, your enamel, your F colour inside this little heart shaped charm. See, there is a little bit of depth to it there, and then have a look at the detailing on the back, like a little locket. That's beautiful. That's the first of your 15 charms in the variety. You've also got beautiful little green onyx charms, so gemstone charms as well, with a beautiful lobster claw clasp there. Very easy to attach that to your designs. Then you've got this beautiful little, oh, it's a flower charm with gemstone bezel set. And it looks to me like that is red onyx, and this is silver plated copper on the finding itself. We know that floral motifs are very popular in handmade jewellery designs. You've got your little anchor, gorgeous, and you've got your little cherry drops. There's everything you're going to get. You've also got that detailed flower, looks like a, not sure what flower that is actually. Any ideas, Janet?
Looks like a pansy.
A little that's actually what I was going to say, but I thought that didn't sound very romantic.
Yeah, I think it's a pansy.
Okay, everyone's in agreement. A little pansy, there you go. So the detailing is gorgeous because actually you've got that sort of oxidised effect on the inside of the metalwork, which really defines the shape that you've got there. Then you've got your little dolphin. Oh, that's very traditional shape for the charms, isn't it? I see lots of dolphin charms on the high street as well. Beautiful, there you go. Gorgeous, so that's your little dolphin. No, they're very, very popular animal, aren't they? You've got another little blank here. This is interesting. It's got another little flower print on the surface. And then on the back, it says, grow. It's quite good advice. We're all growing as individuals, aren't we, on a daily basis? I've just learnt what Easterfed meant, if I've pronounced it wrong. Eistefed. There you go, I haven't learnt anything. There you've got your black onyx charm as well, faceted, little briolette droplet there. Gorgeous, you're looking at a 3-carat gemstone there. We've also got your pink amethyst, 3.5 carats of pink amethyst here in your faceted briolette drop, also set onto the lobster claw clasp there. Oh, this is a good one. So you've got your little heart shape on the surface, and then it just says love. Oh wow, the stock is flying out the door, so we've only got 21 available now. Don't forget that you're not choosing one of these charms, you're going to get all 15 as one collection, and then these are beautiful. This is a really nice way to create those sort of trademarks that we were talking about, like developing your own style. Because have a look at these, you've got 2 of these in the sort of brass finish that say made with love. That could be a nice little trademark. Or maybe if you're creating a design as a gift for a loved one, it'd be nice to just finish it off, maybe at the end of an extender chain.
That'd be great on an extended chain, or on a bracelet, just on the clasp. Or if someone makes bookmarks, because bookmarks are really good sellers for gifts. For craft fairs, and if someone's into gardening, they could put them on with grow on it. Yes. You know, and I think there's one in there that says "I love my dog" or something. I was just about to come to that. Yeah. I actually was going to leave that one till last because I can tell you my mum would love this one. Yeah. She's got 2 puppies, and they get treated better than I ever did in her house, I tell you. I'm joking, my mum always looks after me. There you go, so you've also got the Made with Love charm in the silver finish as well. Almost half the stock's gone. We haven't even brought the price on screen yet, but we do have to show, this is everybody's favourite. I love my dog. I'd put that on my dog, on her collar.
You could actually put it on their collar, couldn't you? There you go, little paw print. Do you know when I get a card from my mum, it comes from my mum and the dogs, and she draws little paw prints and just like that. So when people love their dogs, they really love their dogs, don't they? Okay, about half the stock, in fact, exactly half the stock has just been allocated. You've got 15 charms in total here as part of this collection. Have you put this together then, Kim, or is this a... Oh, well done, Kim. I didn't even realise we had all these charms in stock. There you go. So they've been put together, and if you were to buy them all separately, it would cost you over £30 But that's not your price this morning. If you want to get involved with this deal, then you need to start dialing that free phone number right now. It's £22.50. Would normally cost you over £30. You can see how these will just dangle on a traditional charm bracelet. Or of course, we've already come up with some innovative ways to work with these, maybe by creating sort of more generic items like bookmarks, because those are sellers always as gifts, because maybe you don't know somebody's ring size, maybe you don't know if they've got their ears pierced, but of course something more generic like a bookmark is the perfect seller, isn't it? So 15 charms in total. They're available right now at the price point of £22.50. Normally it would set you back over £30. This is the perfect way to create a very on-trend piece of jewellery, because we know how popular charm bracelets are, you know, thanks to, you know, the high street brand that sells them, but they don't sell them at that kind of value. I can tell you from experience, I've been into those, into that store. 2 charms cost me £140. That is crazy, isn't it? But once somebody's got the heart set on something, you've got to get them it. But you could actually create a whole charm bracelet here for less than I spent on 1 charm. 15 charms available right now for £22.50. I've only got single figures of availability left in stock now. So if you do want to add those to your order, don't forget you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can get them home, see how the charms are going to work within your designs, and then make your final decision. Your decision-making process starts when these arrive at your front door. They're available right now for £22.50, but we only have very, very limited availability right now with single figures left in stock. I'm going to leave that on with you, and we're going to move on to this earring variety pack. Another wholesale offer where we've put together some of our more popular earring findings in order to offer you a huge save. I'm just going to grab me tweezers and let's have a look at what we've got. So we've got a real variety here. So these are your shepherd hooks, but they've got a little bit of detailing here in terms of this little plate. If you've got a Dremel, you could potentially do a little bit of a little message that you could write love or something on there, or initial or a date maybe. That'd look quite cool. So those are your shepherd hooks, and you've got how many pairs of those detailed shepherd hooks have we got? So 5 pairs of those, is that right? So 5 pairs of your detailed shepherd hooks with the little plate. And then let's have a look at everything you're going to get. So you've got your traditional shepherd hooks as well, with a little ball on them, and you've got 5 pairs of those as well. There you go. And then you've got these interesting little shepherd hooks with a little bit of detailing on them again. And you get 3 pairs of these. Have a look at that detailing. Again, it looks almost like a little flower or a little snowflake or something. You get 3 pairs of those. And then we've got these little lever arch findings as well. And you get 2 pairs of these as well. Now, it's these kind of findings which show an attention to detail, which is going to potentially allow you to achieve slightly higher price points on your jewellery if you are selling your jewellery designs. Of course, if you're making jewellery to wear, you want to know that you're working with the best. These are all 925 sterling silver findings, so very, very high-end finish, and of course you've got those traditional earring findings that you'd be expecting to find if you were purchasing from a high street jeweller. So these are your fancy earring findings, your lever back earrings, your shepherd hooks with the ball detailing, and the shepherd hooks with the little detailing. And actually, if you purchased all of these and you are working at a craft fair, what you could do is come up with the sort of gemstone design, and then you could actually offer people the chance to select which earring finding they wanted.
That's a really good idea, actually.
It's all about choice, isn't it? When you're when you are a consumer, you want the opportunity.
And people
to
like to have an input into things and choose, obviously, what they want. So to give people a selection of earring findings is a fantastic.
That's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So this is the kind of wholesale offer that's going to enable you to increase those opportunities and be a little bit more flexible when you're selling to your customers, your clients, or of course, as I say, if you are making designs for friends and family or for gifts. You might know that one person likes to wear shepherd hooks, somebody else would prefer the lever archback. So it's nice to have a collection of findings at your disposal when you're putting designs together, because it'd be very frustrating. Or even if you've got a certain kind of finding, but you know that's not really what somebody likes to wear, then you're sort of making a compromise, aren't you? But when you're creating a gift, you want it to be bespoke. You want it to be made for that person. If they receive a piece and say, well, she knows I don't like shepherd hooks, so why did she make me these? That sort of feeling. You want to make sure you've got all of the findings you need to ensure that you've got something for every jewellery making scenario. Say again, sorry? Brilliant news. So I'm going to be honest, when I first started working for the channel, I was a sales manager, and actually we had quite a limited selection of findings. We only maybe had your shepherd hooks available, only really had 925 sterling silver. Of course, over the last 4 years, we've expanded at a rate of knots. We now are able to expand our ranges and invest in far more different findings. Now we've got this huge selection. We're able to put these wholesale, almost trade show style offers together. 15 pairs of your fancy earring findings with your shepherd hooks, your detailed shepherd hooks with the plate, with the triangular detailing, with the ball, and of course your lever archbacks. Now we've got a huge quantity available now. This is what I'm saying about the opportunities we have here at Jewellery Maker. It is quickly being allocated to baskets. We know how popular earrings are. They're a big seller. If you want to get involved, my advice, start dialing right now, because these are flying out the door. People purchasing 2s, even 3s of this bundle. But because we've got a larger stock availability, we can go that little bit lower. If you were to buy all of these findings individually from our website, it cost you the best part of £24, £23.80. That is not going to be your price this morning. We've got a very, very special bundle price of £14.95. So we're essentially saving you, what, £9 there? If you want to get involved, start dialing that free phone number right now. Can you say that again? Sorry, Kim. Oh, it's 99p per pair. Oh, of course it is, because it's £14.95. So that's less than £1 for a pair of sterling silver earring findings. Janet looks impressed. I like that. I'm
very impressed, because even if you've got silver plated earrings, you could offer to put silver, sterling silver on at a cost. So if you charged an extra £1 or £2, a couple of pound extra on your piece, and added sterling silver, there's a profit. That's a profit maker again, isn't it?
Absolutely. And like I was saying, when you're working with semi-precious metals, that's another one of those things that helps you to justify the price point you want to achieve.
Definitely.
If you've put a lot of time and creativity into creating the design, people won't necessarily appreciate how much effort's gone into that.
No, that's
but they will recognise the value in 925 sterling silver. So it's sort of a little bit of sort of backwards thinking, really, because of course the cost is in your time and your creativity, but the way you justify that is by working with these high-end findings.
That's right. And also, if you're using high-end gemstones, there are certain gemstones that command that you use silver and gold. And if you're using, say you're using the emeralds that you've got coming up. I was just going to say that. You don't want to set that into copper. No, you wouldn't do that. I mean, personally, I would use the silver or the gold-plated silver. So there's a place for everything, isn't there? Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you can understand if you're working with your more affordable gemstones and you're trying to create affordable piece of jewellery, then your copper findings are absolutely perfect. But if you are working with those prestigious gemstones like your emeralds, then you want to set it into at least 95 sterling silver.
Definitely.
These are absolutely gorgeous, aren't they? This is proving to be one of the most popular items of the morning. Earrings do tend to be one of the most sellable pieces of jewellery you can make, and of course this is one of these things that I always consider, as a male, earrings are perfect as a gift because you don't always know what ring size somebody is, but you generally tend to know where they've got their ears pierced, so it's quite a useful item. So if you're a male jewellery maker, this could be perfect for creating lots of gifts that you know are definitely going to land. That's the way you've got to think about gifts as a man.
And if you're doing a craft fair as well, it's always good to have a good selection of earrings because, like, as you say, people buying gifts for people, earrings will always sell.
Well, at craft fairs as well, it's probably more difficult to, you know, win somebody over with a statement piece. They're not necessarily always going there to buy that statement necklace, but of course these sort of £5 to £10 items are always an easier sell, aren't they?
Definitely.
So earrings, very, very important to stock up, particularly when you can make a huge saving. Okay, so we started with over 200 of this bundle in stock, which allowed us to go that little bit lower, down to 14.95. I can tell you now, we've only got double figures of availability left in stock. If you want to add these to your own, I don't mean 99 by the way. So if you do want to get involved, start dialing that free phone number right now to avoid disappointment. This bundle is only going to be available for the next 22 hours and 45 minutes. So at 9 AM tomorrow morning, you won't be able to add this to your order. If you want to maximise on this wholesale offer and get the best possible value for your semi-precious metals and in the most useful earring findings, then start dialing that free phone number right now to make a £9 saving, or the best part of £9. And of course, these will be winging their way to you very, very soon. $14.95 is the price point today for your 925 sterling silver earring variety pack. So we're going to leave that on with you. We're going to move on. Where are we moving on to? We're going to launch the Blue Fluorite right now. Oh, that's exciting. I mean, to be honest, these would look rather gorgeous on the earring findings because they're top drilled drops. So you could just use 2 gemstones to create a perfect pair of earrings. That'd be
great, yeah, perfect. And with the head pins, you could wrap the head pin around to make a little cap on the top of that.
Just to give it that professional finish again. Again, it's all about the finish that you offer your customers, isn't it? Beautiful gemstone here, gorgeous fluorite, but we traditionally see this in the multicoloured variety, so the daffodil yellows, the amethyst purples, and the sort of fern greens, but here we've got the rarer variety, the blue fluorite. Now I think the interesting thing about this gemstone, from my point of view, is that it is related to the only gemstone that we mine for here in the UK. Yes, there's a gemstone that we find here in the UK. Do you not know that, producer Kim? It's called Blue John, and it comes from the fluorite family. There's a mine in Derbyshire where we source that gemstone from. So there you go, you learn something every day. I told you every day's a school day. 100 carats of beautiful blue fluorite here, and just have a look at the colour tones you've got here. You can see how these are going to work with so many different gemstones. I mean, just looking at there, it depends what you match it up with as to what direction you're going to take it in, because you can match it up with maybe something like this, the pink pyrite, which is going to give you that sort of metallic feel to your designs. Of course, I always think blue fluorite looks beautiful with amethyst. Fortunately, I've got some amethyst right here. I think that's a gorgeous combination, because then you start to pick out the sort of deeper blue tones in the gemstone. Those navy blues start to come through. Of course, if you match it up with, say, the peridot, you're going to start to pick out those sort of lagoon greens and blues within the blue fluorite. So it's a really interesting gemstone, because actually you do get a variation of colour tones throughout the gemstone itself, ranging from those icy sky blues to those lagoon blues, and then those deeper sort of navy tones start to come through as well. 100 carats in total. Very, very interesting strand of gemstones. Maybe something that we don't see every day here at Jewellery Maker. And you've got that beautiful high fluorescence that you get from this gorgeous gemstone. I'm just going to count the gemstones for you. This will be an estimation, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you could create 7 pairs of earrings and still have one left over for a matching pendant if you did just invest in those earring findings, and they're going to be really, really sellable, aren't they? I would probably tend to colour match them out, so pick these 2 deeper tones here, then 2 of the lighter or paler colour hues as well. So that is giving you lots of scope as a jewellery designer. If you do want to get involved with this deal, start dialing right now. This is a premiere launch. We are going to offer you an exclusive launch price this morning because we're looking at 100 carats of blue fluorite here. And here comes your price point, $10.95 this morning. Now this particular strand of gemstones comes from our Gems of Distinction range. Now if you don't know what that means, basically represents the best possible quality we can source for you here at Jewellery Maker. As I previously said, over the last 4 years, we have expanded very, very rapidly from being quite a small setup to being, well, starting to realise our aim of being your one-stop shop for all your jewellery making needs. We're not quite there yet, we won't give up, but have a look at what we can offer you now. Exquisite quality of gemstones. And these are sourced by our Indian buying office. We now have buying offices all over the world, helping us to source the best possible quality of gemstones and of course enabling us to offer you the best value on the market for genuine gemstones. Right now, this strand of blue fluorite, probably the rarest variety of fluorite we can source for you here at Jewellery Maker, is available at the launch price of $10.95. It could be a case of here today, gone today. It's a premiere launch and people are flying in on the phone lines. If you want to add this to your order, it's available right now for $10.95. I'm going to leave that one with you right now. I'm just going to put it to one side. I'm going to lay it here because we're now going to launch our citrine. Again, these are just like little drops of honey. They're beautiful. But I really think that as a combination, the fluorite and the citrine work really perfectly together. Very traditional colour combination. And I think originally we sort of maybe say that the ancient Egyptians started using that colour combination. But then, you know, throughout time, you find that a lot of jewellery collections and fashion designers work with these colour tones together, those rich blues and those golden tones. Now this is the gemstone of happiness, gorgeous citrine. November's birthstone, in fact, that's another consideration when you are buying gemstones to sell. It's always important to sell jewellery which people are going to feel an association with. I think most people are aware of their birthstone. So, you know, people could have been, say, dragged along to a craft fair and they might just be sort of strolling around a village hall on a Saturday morning. But of course, if you've got their birthstone in a pair of earrings, £5 pair of earrings featuring your birthstone, you've created a sale there right straight away because somebody's already got that personal association with the gemstone. And I think that's the beauty of working with Mother Nature's creations rather than your synthetics, is that they tend to evoke more emotions from people. People tend to have a certain feeling when they look at a gemstone and they know that it's been sort of thousands, if not millions of years in creation. Very difficult to achieve that with a piece of glass or crystal.
It's a beautiful colour, isn't it?
Absolutely gorgeous. It's that very, very strong golden hue that's coming through from these. Often you'll see varieties of citrine which are much paler and have that sort of more of a lemon hue, but these are more of a honey tone.
That's stunning, aren't they? I'd put them with a white pearl, one drop and a white pearl as an earring. I think
just
it would look
a
fabulous.
Small pearl.
White pearl, yeah. Would look gorgeous.
That already sounds gorgeous.
With some gold findings, maybe.
Imagine how it looks. Gold findings, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Set with the citrine.
Look beautiful.
I like that. So if you do want to get involved with this deal, we're talking about 70 carats of citrine. Again, this comes from our Gems of Distinction range. It represents the best possible quality we can source for you. And of course, as part of the Genuine Gemstone Company, it is our aim to provide you with the best value on the market for semi-precious gemstones. Here we go, under £10 for this strand of citrine, 70 carats in total for $9.95. That is a launch price this morning. This is your best possible opportunity to get hold of this strand. And let's just have a look at the fluorite and the citrine together. I think it's a gorgeous combination. Or maybe you just want to maximise on your earring finding deal by investing in your top drill drops, because they're so easy to work with, so easy to create those very affordable and sellable pieces of jewellery. Beautiful citrine and fluorite, so you can buy both of these for under £25 this morning. These are genuine gemstones. if you have invested in the fluorite or the earring findings, if you've already got a P&P up and running this morning, then this is an add it to your order price for a brand new strand of gorgeous citrine. If you want to get involved, start dialing that free phone number right now. We are very, very busy this morning here on Jewellery Maker. And the second you see something you like the look of, start dialing that free phone number. You can always change your mind. You have, of course, got your 30-day money-back guarantee. So your decision-making process doesn't start this morning. This is just a sort of signal of intent. If you like the look of something, get it home, see it in the flesh, see how it works with other gemstones, see how it's going to fit into your designs, and that is the way to make your final decision. $9.95 is the launch price this morning for 70 carats of beautiful citrine, gorgeous colour tone there, and as I say, they are quickly flying out the door. I'm going to leave it on with you, we're going to move on, and I'm just going to give you a quick heads up on what we've got coming up later in the show. This is absolutely exquisite. Now, I was saying that we've expanded over the last few years here at Jewellery Maker, and you know that our buying power has increased thanks to your loyal custom. Well, I have to say, we've always been quite successful in sourcing Labradorite, but every single time I launch a new strand, the quality just seems to improve each and every time I pick up a strand of Labradorite. Have a look at that gorgeous Labradorescence there. Beautiful electric blue tones, golden greens coming through as well. And this is the other way to really capture people's imagination when it comes to gemstones, by investing in gemstones that have this beautiful optical effect. That's known as Labradorescence. And this gemstone is probably one of our most popular gemstones here at Jewellery Maker. It has been voted our most popular for the last 2 years. Of course, everybody has their own personal favourite when it comes to gemstones, but we know that Labradorite's popular. And again, I know that there's a lot of people out there who don't sell their jewellery designs, and I feel like I'm leaning a lot towards the value and the profit you can make. But of course, if you are sitting at home and thinking, well, I don't sell my jewellery designs, so that's irrelevant to me, absolutely not. All it takes is for one person to notice your jewellery designs, suddenly they start asking you to create the same design for them. That's your first commission. So it's very, very easy to elevate your hobby into a small business. And of course, if you do have any ideas of ways people can maybe develop their hobby in any way, then you can share them with us this morning here on Jewellery Maker. You can text in to the number 60777. Just make sure you start your text with the phrase JM Studio so that it can come through to my producer's screen. Or of course, you can message through at jewellerymaker.com by clicking the little message box. And of course, we do have a bit of a text topic, and Kim says now, if you make her laugh, you know, she might send you out a little bead scoop. Ooh. I haven't heard her laugh. I haven't heard her laugh since she wasn't even laughing on Christmas morning. In fact, she gained the nickname the Grinch on Christmas morning. She was grumpy. No. But what she wants to know is your embarrassing moments. We've already had Karen text in to say that she turned up to do the school run in the morning still wearing her pyjama bottoms. I do that every morning. But maybe that's just because I'm an embarrassing dad, I think. Absolutely. Kim, you don't need to ask me if I'm an embarrassing dad. I'm on telly, dancing like a fool every night. Do you know what? My son, who's only 2.5, went to stay at his granny's house over the weekend, and she said to him, "Oh, do you want to watch Daddy on TV?" And he was like, "No, he's too noisy." That's an accusation that's been levelled at me for the last 30 years, and now my son's doing it. Anyway, let's move on. Don't forget, we've got that gorgeous emerald coming up later in the show as my presenter pick. I'm very excited about launching that. It's going to come in at under £25 this morning. But right now, we're going to give you the chance to add this beautiful Vintage Elegance pack to your order. This is a 3-strand pack of your coated pyrite. So you've got your pastel greens, your baby pinks, and your silver tone here. That's quite interesting for me, looking at a gemstone like pyrite that's been coated in this way, because my roots with gemstones and gemstone jewellery are with our sister channel, Gems TV, where I started with the company 6 years ago now. Started as a producer on Gems TV. And when I think of pyrite, I think of the traditional golden tone. Of course, the nickname for this gemstone is fool's gold. It's been mistaken for gold many times throughout the history and eras, but now we've sort of taken it one step further and thought to ourselves, nice try, good start Mother Nature, but we'll take it from here. And we've sort of given it a new lease of life, if you like, because look at the colour tones that have been achieved by giving it these beautiful coatings. You still get that metallic shimmer, which I think is why most jewellery makers invest in pyrite, but now you've got these very complementary colour tones. They're going to work in so many different designs. So you've got 100 carats of your silver coated pyrite here, and these are your faceted top drilled drops. They range in size from 9x5 to 13x7. Then you've got your baby pink colour pyrites, which are little faceted droplets. You may find that on the website they've been classified as hearts, but there's no indentation there, so we'll call them drops, teardrops. So my apologies, but just so everybody's aware of what they're getting, they are little droplets rather than hearts, and they range in size from 8 to 10 mil. And then we've got your green pyrite cushion cuts, which range in size from 11 to 15 mil. Now it's a 3-strand pack, and of course, as ever, if we take our gemstones strands and we bundle them together, we can of course offer you a special saving this morning. A 3-strand pack of your vintage elegance in your coated pyrites. Here comes your price point this morning. If you want to get involved, start dialing that free phone number right now, because the saving is out of this world. If you were to buy all of these individually, they would take you about £9.95 each on our website. £29.85, which already represents the best value on the market for this quality of pyrite. That's not going to be your price this morning. Not for your vintage elegance bundle. We're going to give you a wholesale deal, £15, basically a half price deal. We're talking about £5 a strand now. Should be £9.95. £5 per strand of pyrite. If you want to get involved, start dialing that free phone number right now. You can save yourself the best part of £15, and of course you're going to get 3 strands of pyrite. More importantly, you're going to get the gemstones you need to create gorgeous designs. I mean, do you like working with pyrite, Janet? Is this one of the gemstones you lean towards?
I love pyrite now. Excuse me. It wasn't in the beginning. I mean, sort of a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I'd never worked with it.
Okay.
And I ordered a strand from JM wrongly. I ordered the wrong strand, and it came and it was pyrite. And I thought, why have I never worked with it before? I just couldn't believe that I'd never worked with it before. And it's just so beautiful. But in these different colours, if you've got wedding seasons coming up, if you've got a vintage wedding, that'd be fabulous, wouldn't they?
Absolutely, yeah.
Maybe a
because they
tiara or
give you
something.
that metallic shimmer, but
Yep.
you don't have to work with the traditional metallic tones. So you've got these alternatives.
All those lovely
I mean,
colours
baby
in there.
pinks, but you're still getting all that sparkle, aren't you?
They're beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous. It's interesting what you just say there, actually, because I had somebody contact me on Facebook, and they said I'd mentioned something on the show, just sort of a throwaway comment, like, I wonder if this would work. So they tried it out. They'd never worked with it before, and they said it helped them to create a beautiful piece of vintage jewellery. And of course, I think the way that you develop as a jewellery maker is by taking yourself out of your comfort zone, by working with things you're not used to working with. That's when you actually grow as a jewellery maker.
I think you're definitely right. And when I got that strand of pyrite, that sort of takes you off in another direction. And yeah, I've been a lover of it ever since.
There you go.
You know.
So maybe it's the items that you don't usually work with that you should consider investing in, because it's going to help you develop as a jewellery maker, and of course lift your jewellery designs onto that next level. You might find something that you would never have considered before, and then all of a sudden you can achieve all kinds of new designs. This is going to help you to create vintage looks because of the metallic finish, but of course it really depends how you work with it, doesn't it? I mean, if you were to work this into a very contemporary piece of wire work, then it'd go in a
completely different direction. That's exactly right. You can take it either way. You know, you treat it as just a normal gemstone and put it into your contemporary jewellery, or you know, put it into sort of your vintage look. So yeah, great.
It's absolutely gorgeous. And of course, it's a half price deal, or as good as half price this morning. minus 7.5p, so you can let me off that. £15 should be £9.95 each. So if you want to take advantage of that deal, if you want to make a huge saving and get a wholesale deal on your pyrite, then start dialing that free phone number now. Many people already getting involved with us this morning on Jewellery Maker. If you want to get involved, you know what to do. Dial that number the second the code hits the screen, and we're about to launch our second kit of the morning. We've actually got 5 jewellery kits on this morning's show. How are you getting on, Janet? You all right?
Yep, we're getting there.
And we're moving on now to, should I have brought, oh no, it's all here.
It's waiting
I'm
for you.
not with it this morning, I'll tell you what. I was just thinking, where's that kit? Oh, okay. All I can say is, as soon as the code hits the screen, I would get involved if you love working with memory wire. That's all I'm going to say. It's very few and far between the opportunities to get hold of your memory wire. It's in this kit. Let's have a look at everything you're going to get. I know that lots of people like to see the gemstones first. So we'll go through those. Have a look at this. Beautiful Labradorite, as we've just been explaining. This has been voted as our favourite gemstone of the last 2 years here at Jewellery Maker. I believe it's because it helps people to achieve sales through that optical effect. Labradorite faceted rounds. These are 10mm in size, giving you 250 carats. Then I've got this beautiful cloudy quartz here. These are plain rounds. I love this gemstone. I was surprised at the popularity when I first started presenting on the channel, but actually I really understand now.
Yeah. I think it's a variation of colour as well.
Absolutely, because you've got that monochrome effect running through the gemstone.
And it's just a lovely soft grey as well. It's beautiful.
It looks. Again, it depends how you work with it, because if you match it up with the sort of the sky blues here, then it can be quite subtle. But of course, if you include it with other gemstones, it can have quite a dramatic effect.
Definitely,
you've got that sort of storm cloud feel from it, haven't you? And the blue gemstone that you see here is quartzite, and these are 8mm faceted rounds. That's really nice actually, because it softens up the sort of the drama of the other two gemstones. It's a
lovely blue colour. It's a lovely sort of subtle, soft colour. It's gorgeous. It's
one of those colour tones that we don't see that often in natural gemstones, isn't it? Because it is quite a uniform sky blue on this strand.
It's beautiful. And with the facets on it as well, it's lovely.
Sparkling away, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. And as we always say, you can't go wrong with a bit of sparkle. That's what people really like about jewellery, isn't it? So you've got your Labradorite in your 10mm rounds, your blue quartzite in your 8mm rounds, and your beautiful plain rounds of your cloudy grey quartz, and then we've got your traditional threading materials in the form of 50 metres of your beading thread, 80 metres of your monofilament, and 6 metres of your elastic, and of course your memory wire. I know why this is so popular, because it's so easy to work with. So you've got 14 coils of your ring memory wire, and so all you really need to do is thread your gemstones on, and obviously, as the name suggests, it holds its shape. Then you've got 14 coils of your bracelet memory wire and 14 coils of your necklace memory wire. These are really interesting. These are your little flower spacers. In fact, bear with me one sec, I'm going to grab my tweezers. Here we go. So here you go, little flower spacers.
But they're really interesting because they're not just got the one hole.
No, I was going to say.
So if you're sort of putting them onto leather or some sort of cord, that'd be great in sort of like Shambhala style bracelets or macrame bracelets or something.
You see that there? They've sort of got multiple holes, so very versatile finding there, aren't they? And of course, again, all that character and detailing allows you to justify your price points, lifts your jewellery designs onto that next level, doesn't it? And you've got your silver plated copper findings. Once again, 115 pieces, a metre of chain, 3 different types of head pins, your ball head pins, your flat head pins, and your fine head pins, your shepherd hooks, your fancy earring findings, your crimp beads, your crimp bead covers, your jump rings, your ribbon cord endings, and 2 different sizes of your toggle clasp, as well as that sort of matte finish slider clasp as well. 115 pieces in total of silver plated copper and I know that this is going to make this kit very, very popular, the memory wire. I don't even know if the memory wire is available on our website individually, is it? We'll find out for you. But you know what, as part of this kit, you're going to be getting the best possible value because you've got your gemstones, your memory wire, your threading materials, and of course 115 individual findings there. I guess the memory wire is not even available on the website.
Memory wire is fabulous.
It's good,
you can just do so much with it. I mean, you can use it as it is, the necklace and the ring and the bracelet, or with the necklace that I've done in the middle, that's the bracelet memory wire, and it's just the blue one, that one there, yeah. That's the bracelet memory wire, and I've just sort of wound it together.
You've used it to create a real
Well, I started
feature.
off doing a coil, and I was going to do a coil of gemstones, and it just didn't look right. So before I unthreaded it, I just sort of knotted it together, and it just fell into that shape.
Absolutely beautiful. So that's a little happy accident
Yeah,
you've had with
yeah.
a bit of memory wire there. Did you like working with this kit?
Oh, I loved it. It was fabulous. I just loved the blue colour, and I love Labradorite, and having the memory wire in there as well. And the findings kit is fabulous. It was just great. It was just all three kits today were just a joy to work with.
I suppose the little extras are what help you to make the gemstones go further, and of course to achieve these more individual looks, if you
Yes,
like.
definitely.
With the memory wire. Oh, that's a gorgeous ring. I love that. I mean, is that quite simple to create?
So that was
using the memory
just
wire?
a couple of coils of the memory wire, slipped on 3 of the beads, rounded the end so the beads didn't come off, and that's
Job's
it.
done.
Job's done, yeah.
So we've actually created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces of jewellery here. If you were to buy all of these items individually from our website, which you can't actually do because the memory wire is not on there, it would cost you over £40, £41.65. And we were supposed to launch this kit at £27.95. Now, if you've already come through on the phone lines, don't panic. Everyone is going to pay the same final low price this morning. And I actually heard producer Kim saying, right, I'm going really low on this one. She wants to get as many people jewellery making as she possibly can. She's gone to £21.95.
Gosh.
I mean, elsewhere you could pay
That's
that just for
crazy.
the gemstones, couldn't you? 115 pieces of silver-plated copper findings. You've got your basic threading materials. You've also got those really interesting flower spacer findings, which again, oh yeah, they've been used to great effect in.
Yeah, I put them
Let's
all
place
into
it there.
that centre of the bracelet.
That's gorgeous. That's become the focal point of
Yes,
that piece of
yeah.
jewellery, hasn't it? Absolutely beautiful. They're available right now for £21.95 as part of the Moody Blues jewellery kit. Oh, that's quite interesting actually. That combination of colour tones there with the labradorite and the sky blue quartzite, because you could take this in a different direction. You could make quite sort of dramatic, moody jewellery, or of course you can use the sky blue tones from the quartzite to sort of give
To
it
sort of
a
brighten it,
lighter
yeah.
feel.
That's
yeah,
right.
Gorgeous.
So it is a really versatile kit.
So again, we're talking about just over £2 per piece of jewellery here.
It's crazy, really.
Totally ridiculous value. That's our aim here at Jewellery Maker, to give you the best value on the market. I think we're ticking that box this morning. People are flying in on the phone lines. Congratulations to Parveen, Vanessa, Marion, and anonymous Anne. I'm not with it, am I, this morning?
Anonymous.
Katie, Olive, Susan. There's Anne at the bottom there in Lincolnshire. Congratulations to everybody coming through. Which of these designs do you want to demonstrate for us this morning?
Well, I thought maybe this one here, because I've used the clasp,
You used that in a very interesting way, haven't you?
the necklace, sorry, the pendant there, yeah. So I've actually used the clasp together.
So this is the little slider clasp I
Yeah.
was describing before, and you've actually used it as a pendant,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
So how do we
So
create this design?
I've used the head pins as well, the fine head
longer
pins,
fine
because
ones,
they're
yeah.
great to use as the wire, really. So what I've done is the clasp is there together. Just make sure that that it's closed so that that's not going to move anywhere, and then just simply sort of fold them over, and you get that effect. And that's how I sort of came up with the idea. I was just sort of playing around with it, and it sort of sat in that shape, and I thought that looks quite pretty. So I wanted then to fix that in that shape. So we've got that overlapping. So just take one of the, let me just get that into the right place, there we go. Take one of the fine head pins and hold that in place there, and then just wrap that around, and because they're fine, they're really malleable. and you can just close that in, wrap it around a couple of times. There we go. Squish that together. There we go. Right, there we go. And then come over to this side. We'll cut that little bit off at the end. Come over, then drop on one of the cloudy quartz, because that sits perfectly in the centre. So we're at that section there.
Another happy accident.
It was definitely another happy accident, yeah. And then it's just simply repeat that process on the back. And some of these the head pins are really long, so they're great.
Aren't they? Yeah.
They're fabulous. The new findings pack, I really enjoy working with them.
It's so versatile, isn't
They
it?
are.
Because you've got so many different things to work with. And of course, you've sort of taken these in a new direction, because you're using the clasp as a pendant finder, if you like.
So, and that's what I like to do. I like to sort of mix it up a little bit, cut off the little head ball on the end there, and then just wrap that over. And then just use your pliers and just squish that down. I'd spend a little bit more time sort of making that a bit neater.
So just to give you an idea, I've just measured that.
Okay.
Just to give people an idea. I think it's about 70 mil on the fine head pins. They have still got the little ball detailing on the top. What I actually found the other night on the Late Show was that we had a kit that had some quite small pearls, and of course the wire, the beads struggles to get through those, but the fine head pins goes through them perfectly.
Yeah. So it's really good to have
useful.
those as an addition to the kit.
And I think we've got a little, is it a little bridal theme tomorrow then? Because you've got lots of pearls on the show. Oh, well, it's not supposed to be a bridal theme. But anyway, we've got lots of pearls on tomorrow, if you're interested in getting hold of pearls. So
we've wrapped that on, so we've got that little pendant shape. Keep the top one so that you can put a chain or a cord through. I've plaited the beading thread. That's probably not as neat as I would do it. I'd spend a little time sort of making that neater. And then I've just dropped on the bottom of there some chain on a jump ring with little wrapped head pins of the cord. And I'll just quickly show you that, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I've just taken cloud quartz, bent that back a little way, snip that off with enough just to round off, put the round nose pliers in, round that back, and then open those, open that and drop on your chain.
This is this quite popular sort of chandelier or cascade style effect from your pendant. It's beautiful.
Make sure that's closed.
Obviously a little bit of undulation,
a little bit of movement.
Yeah.
I think is great, and you can have this at the end of a really long necklace. You know, you can do such a lot with it,
down
really.
to the navel sort of thing, yeah.
And so you get lots of movement with it. Just on a chain, even just with that on the end would look lovely. Gorgeous. And then open the jump ring.
Sometimes less is more.
Yeah, I think so. Understated elegance is what I like to call it. There you go. And then you can just drop that then onto
absolutely gorgeous
onto whatever you want.
And what have you sort of twisted the beading thread there to create the?
I've plaited the beading thread. Yeah. So what I've done is I've taken 6 strands of beading thread and just plaited it, and put one of the clasps on the end.
That's really interesting actually, because you know we hear a lot of people saying they buy a lot of the kits and they've got lots and lots of reels of this beading thread. But I use it
quite a lot for necklaces like that. If you've got a little pendant, just plait it, and you know.
You can see the way it's just been secured using the little ribbon cord.
The ribbon cord endings, yeah.
Really, really useful. Really
and
interesting
what I would do is, when you've plaited it, put it through a crimp bead to hold it in place. Crimp it, then cut it off, and then put your ribbon end on it.
On top of that.
And the cream helps to hold it in place as well, and it'll stop all your wires going everywhere.
Another top tip from Janet this morning. So there you go. The Moody Blues jewellery kit available right now at $21.95. Of course, it was intended to be launched at $27.95. I'm going to go back over to the presenter desk. I'll leave you there. Janet, thank you so much for your demo. Great idea, because we're now going to launch everybody's favourite gorgeous Labradorite. Now, as I say, I think we know why it's so popular, and it has to be this gorgeous optical effect that we get from the gemstone. It's known as labradorescence. It's quite simple to understand the science behind this optical effect. Basically, what you do is you get 2 different chemicals or elements layered up within the gemstone when it's forming, and of course different elements will refract light at different angles, and then as a result you get the light sort of bouncing around inside the gemstone. That's not going to be 100%, you know, accurate, the science part, but you know, that gives you an understanding of exactly how these optical effects are created by Mother Nature. And I'm sure Hannah Oxbury, our resident gemologist, is putting her hands over her ears thinking, that's not right, Ed, you haven't described that exactly right. But it does give you an idea of how it's created. So you've got that light sort of almost living within the gemstone, bouncing around to create this mystical glow. Gorgeous electric blue tones that you're getting on some faceted edges of the gemstones, and then on others you've got these beautiful lime greens and golden tones. Hopefully that's coming through on screen. It's sometimes difficult to display this effect in our studio because of course we've got multiple light sources in the studio, but when you see this in sunlight, when you've got just one light source penetrating these gemstones and giving that effect, you're going to see it in absolute abundance. We actually saw one there that had a whole spectrum of colour there. It's really funny actually, because when I'm looking down on the gemstone, the face of these little cubes that's facing me, I can see labradorescence, just a row of labradorescence, but when I tilt it towards the lights, of course, we lose a little bit of that optical effect. That's one of the reasons we offer you a 30-day money-back guarantee here at Jewellery Maker. We want to give you a risk-free shopping experience. We want you to be able to experience these gemstones within your collection before you make your final decision, and we know how popular gorgeous labradorite is. The interesting thing about this particular strand is the cut for me, because if you do your own research into current jewellery trends, you'll see that lots of big designers are going with these sort of sharp dynamic edges, these sort of cuboid shapes within their designs. You can obviously emulate that kind of on-trend feel, and you can work with genuine gemstones which have this mystical and optical effect there. Gorgeous labradorescence from your labradorite. And the thing I love about labradorite as well is that gorgeous sort of metallic base colour that you get from the gemstone. It makes it perfect for so many different jewellery making scenarios. So you can match it up with vibrant colour tones, it's going to work. You can match it up with more neutral colour tones, it's going to work. Works really well in masculine jewellery as well for that reason. So it's a very, very versatile gemstone. And of course, you get that beautiful labradorescence, that mystical effect, which, you know, it's going to capture people's imagination, isn't it? Particularly if you're selling to people that don't have any knowledge about gemstones, maybe don't even have a passion for gemstones. The second they see labradorite, the second they see that glow, they're going to know that's a natural phenomenon, and that's going to start to spark their interest in gemstones. Of course, then you're going to get repeat purchases, aren't you? 95 carats of labradorite here in your little faceted cuboids as well. That's another interesting part of this strand. They have been checkerboard faceted on each and every face of the cuboid, which actually enables the labradorescence to come out. And it actually sort of dictates the way the labradorescence moves across the surface of the gemstone. So it's really, really interesting, and of course gives you a little bit of sparkle as well. The cubes themselves range in size from 5x4 to 8x7, so slight variation in the sizes you've got there, but actually it's a nice graduation of size. I mean, how would you use these, Jen?
I think they're really, really beautiful. I'd probably do a bracelet with them, to be honest, because I'd want to look at them. Yeah, I'd want to look at them myself. Perhaps put another gemstone in between, but like you said, you can sort of, you get yellows and blues and greens come off that, so you could use a variety of gemstones. Absolutely. Or to make it really dramatic.
Little silver space, I was
silver
thinking.
Spaces, yeah, or black.
Yes.
Black in there as well would really look striking. But you can put anything with it, really, I think.
Yeah, that's the beauty of labradorite, isn't it? Because it is a very neutral colour, but of course, depending on what you match it up with, will almost influence the colour of labradorescence you get. So if you put it together with, for example, your blue fluorite, you're going to see more of those electric blue tones coming through potentially. If you match it up with more of a subtle colour tone, you might see more of a variety of the paler hues coming through from your labradorescence. I love these golden tones that you're getting on this particular strand, in fact. Lots of people getting involved already, people multi-buying this strand. I don't blame you. Whenever you see labradorite of this quality, if you already know that this is a profit maker for you, that your labradorite pieces sell very well, then why not stock up? Here comes your price point this morning for 95 carats of labradorite. 14.95 for 95 carats of Labradorite. Once again, you can understand how people are investing in gemstones from Jewellery Maker, and it's elevating their hobby into a small business because of the value you can get from us here at Jewellery Maker. This is essentially jewellery quality Labradorite. Coming from our Gems of Distinction range, it represents the best possible quality we can source for you. Whenever you can pick up this amount of labradorescence by our studio lights, you know you're onto a winner. Because when you see this in natural sunlight, it is going to absolutely pop. That optical effect is really going to bring the gemstone to life. If you want to get involved, it's available right now for $14.95. Lots of people buying 2s and 3s, so congratulations to Janice, Lola. You've both got 2 strands of these heading your way. Michelle, you've got 3 of these coming to your front door. Congratulations. And well done to everybody else getting involved at jewellerymaker.com. Lots of people coming through on our free phone number now as well. So well done to Jennifer, Lynette, Sue, Alison, Shiona, beautiful name, Elizabeth, Carol, Catherine, Jane, Sophie, Glenda, Teresa, Deborah. This could be a sellout strand this morning. If you want to get involved, then dial that free phone number right now, or alternatively, click to buy now at jewellerymaker.com. I'm going to leave this one with you, and we're going to find out exactly what you've been creating by going over to the Wall of Fame. Welcome back to Jewellery Maker. Time now for the Wall of Fame, which is our opportunity to see what you've been working on, and of course each and every entry we receive will be allocated a raffle ticket number, and you'll be entered into the prize draw, which will take place later on today's show. Somebody is going to win £50 added to their account, somebody else is going to win £100 added to their account. I'm going to kick us off with some Polly McKay designs, it looks like. Number 262, this has been sent in by Sandra. It says, hi, here is my Wall of Fame entry. It's a selection of Polly McKay pendants and a butterfly brooch. I use Lisa Pavelka's border moulds, gilding flakes and gilding creams, all from JM of course. Polly McKay is great. I love the fact I can make a cane and by reducing it, use it in different ways. Thanks for all the great shows and DVDs, from Sandra Edwards in Lincolnshire. Well, congratulations, Sandra. Absolutely phenomenal designs. I think this is why so many people lean towards Polly McKay, because
you can do so much.
And you know it's going to be bespoke, don't you? That's the beauty of it.
Beautiful.
You've got number 263, haven't you?
263, isn't that gorgeous? This is a
Absolutely,
Wirework bib.
Wirework.
This is from Barbara from Merseyside. And she says, attaches my entry for this week's Wall of Fame. I watched Laura Binding make a bib necklace a while ago. All the gems, agate, crackle quartz and purple fire agate and wire are all from JM. Hope you like it. I'm very pleased with it, but think it can be improved. I think that's absolutely beautiful. I would say well done. I'd be really proud of that.
It's fantastic, isn't
263.
it? Oh, there's lots of wire work coming your way now. This is number 264. This is really beautiful. Quite a sort of Celtic theme here. This says, dear all, this is my entry for the Wall of Fame. All the gemstones were from a bead scoop. I was lucky to get a stunning feature piece of lapis, which forms the background of my cross, a square of sea sediment jasper in the centre, and also as rounds at the edges. The wire is bare copper from my stash. I just have to make my rosary style chain with lapis lazuli. Good luck everyone in the draw. That comes from Michelle Dixon in Chester. That is gorgeous, isn't
that
it?
Beautiful?
Really professional finish on every single piece of wire. Absolutely gorgeous. Congratulations.
And
you're number 264, by the way. Sorry.
This is 265, another wire wrap pendant. Beautiful. Fantastic. And this is from Kathy in Leeds. Good morning all of you lovely people at JM. I hope you are enjoying this wonderful day. Here is my latest creation, a simple pendant using a large agate and JM's wonderful wire. I love your wire, exclamation mark. She do hope to see it on the Wall of Fame. Love my 15 seconds of fame. She would love to win too, though I know that I am not alone there. So good luck to everyone. Still your friendly JM junkie, Kathy in Leeds. That is beautiful.
That is absolutely phenomenal, isn't it?
gorgeous. So that's 265.
I have got number 266. This has been sent in by Gloria. It says, "Good morning, jewellery makers. Here is my entry for the Wall of Fame. I simply let the wire take form and wrapped sodalite and quartzite beads onto the wire and a thinner gauge wire to enclose the gemstones. I love the finished effect, especially the swirly earrings. I've had lots of compliments and always promote your good sales. All gemstones and wire bought from Jewellery Maker, but of course, many thanks for all the incredible deals and the frenetic hilarity." There you go. Thank you very much. That's been sent in by Gloria, and you are number 266. We'll find out who's going to win the Wall of Fame later on in the show. And of course, coming up in the final hour is my presenter's pick, this gorgeous strand of emerald. And just have a look at the varying colour tones you've got here. This is going to be launched in the final hour of the show, is that correct? There you go, so about an hour to wait and we're going to launch my presenter's pick, that beautiful strand of emerald. We have just had a brand new strand delivered to the studio. My producer's very, very excited. She says we've got to go to a break because she wants to show me the gemstones. Ooh. So we're going to go to a quick break. You're going to learn about all the different delivery options we offer here at Jewellery Maker, and when we come back, Janet and I are going to be bringing you all of the wire deals. So wire not, get involved.
Boom, boom.
When shopping with Jewellery Maker, you can add as many items to your order in one day and only pay one postage and packaging charge. We have two delivery options. Standard delivery at just £2.95 and you'll receive your parcel within 4 to 6 days. Or opt for our premium delivery at just £4.95 and you'll receive your parcel within 3 to 4 days. Happy shopping with Jewellery Maker.
You can now keep in touch by liking Jewellery Maker UK on Facebook. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order for just 50p and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from the genuine gemstone company.
You can now watch clips from Jewellery Maker on our YouTube channel. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker.
Do you need a helping hand to get started with Jewellery Maker? Are you stuck for ideas and need inspiration? Then visit our Jewellery Maker website, where you can find our video tutorials. Expand your knowledge and skills with these easy-to-follow jewellery making demonstrations. Whether you're a beginner, hobbyist, or business owner, there's always something new to learn. It couldn't be easier. Simply click and learn some new jewellery making techniques.
You can now keep in touch by following Jewellery Maker on Twitter. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker.
Welcome back to Jewellery Maker and welcome to our Wirework special. I'm joined by Janet. Thank you so much for your demonstrations already this morning. We're at the halfway point of the show and we've had a brand new strand delivered. It's just landed in our warehouse. It's been brought directly to the studio. Have a look at this. Gorgeous watermelon quartz. This is absolutely fantastic. We are going to launch this in the next 30 minutes or so. I can tell you I've got quite a healthy quantity, but I already know the price point. So my advice, and I'm just giving you a heads up, as soon as producer Kim brings the graphics on screen, start dialing. We know how popular these beautiful colour tones are. We always say, you know, Mother Nature doesn't get it wrong very often, certainly not with their colour combinations. And here we've emulated the colour tones of a watermelon within your solar quartz. Very, very popular gemstone. Oh, it looks absolutely phenomenal. That is coming up in the next half an hour or so. So just to give everybody a quick heads up, now we're going to bring you some of our very popular wire deals. Is this one deal? This sort of traffic light setup.
Is that one deal?
This is all going to be one deal. Okay, well you nearly let them know yourself there, Kim, actually, because while you were yelling, somebody opened the door saying, can I let you know that this should be the best part of £100, so £97.75. So you've got 500 metres here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got your 0.4mm fuchsia wire, that's 100 metres there. So that's that really hot pink, isn't it? That sort of neon pink tone. Then you've got your 0.6mm gauge in your chartreuse wire. That's that sort of pastel green tone. Then you've got your baby pink in your 0.25mm. Again, another 100 metres. 100 metres of your 0.8mm gold wire, probably one of our most popular wires there. And then the 1mm of your copper coloured wire, perfect for your vintage designs, isn't it? Oh, these are the kind of colour tones you like to wear,
isn't it? I love copper. I love the copper colour. But one thing I would say about the very vibrant pink
this fuchsia, yeah,
is it looks really vibrant on there, but when you take it off the reel, obviously it is toned down a little bit.
Yes.
So don't be afraid.
It's just because it's all together
yeah.
on the reel that it looks quite bright,
yeah.
but actually when you work with it, and of course it's the 0.4, so
yes.
it's a little bit finer as well,
Definitely.
so it will soften up a bit. That's a good point. So you've got 500 metres in total. As I say, it would normally cost you over £95. If you wanted to add this to your order any other time, if you wanted to sort of stock up on your wire work designs, then it would be £97.75. Still the best value on the market, but of course quite a considered price point for wire workers. But here we've got each and every gauge, haven't we? We've got your 0.25mm, your 0.4, your 0.6, your 0.8 in your gold, and your 1mm. And we can have a look at a few different designs that you'll be able to create working with this wire bundle.
That's one of mine.
Just have a look at this. Is this one of yours? It's absolutely phenomenal. So this is the...
Oh, that's one of mine as well.
This is your 0.25 that Janet put together, and very similar colour tones to that we saw in the last kit, actually.
That's right, yeah.
So that's your 0.25. This is your 0.4. Wow. And that's some of Alison Howe's work, and she's used the 0.4 to do all the binding work. Ah, there you go. I've actually got the piece in my hand thanks to Amelia. So there you go. You can see. Wow,
isn't
look
that
at
gorgeous?
That is phenomenal. It's almost like a little locket as well.
Beautiful,
a large locket actually.
Yeah.
So this is how you'd work with your 0.6mm gauge. So the little bit of detailing going through the centre of the bracelet there, detailing on the gemstones, but also providing a little bit of structure to the design as well there. That's your 0.6mm. Here's another design. That's your 0.8mm. That was a piece created by Karen Crawford, because I presented the show. I knew I recognised that piece. Yeah. So that's your 0.8, and then your structural wire, your 1mm in your copper. Wow, and that's some more of Alison Howe's work.
Beautiful.
It's a little bracelet, so it's been laid out flat so that you can see the detailing work there, sort of like scroll-like work. What's your sort of favourite gauge to work with, or does it depend on what you're creating?
Well, I like 1mm because you can make the frames, and this frame is used in 1mm, and the chain as well. So
you've created the chain using the 1mm. You've created your own jump rings and linked them together. Absolutely beautiful.
So 1mm is great for that, but 0.8 as well. I use 0.8 quite a lot, and I use 0.6 a lot as well. I use lots of
all the gauges really, yeah.
But 0.6, I would say for me would be my first choice, because you can make earring findings, you can twist it together to make it a bit thicker. So, but 0.8 is perfect for doing this sort of work.
Brilliant. So it's really important actually to have a variety of gauges.
Definitely.
You need them all, don't you?
Variety of gauges and colours, yeah.
So that's the perfect bundle then for any wire worker, because of course you've got your sort of vintage tones, your classic metallic tones, you've got your pastel colours there and your baby pink and your green, and then you've got that neon tone from your fuchsia, but which, as we say, it will tone down a little bit once you take it off the reel. So many different possibilities that you can achieve working with different gauges of wire.
And they would go perfect with that.
And actually, you make a great point. I never even thought of that. Have a look at this. Your watermelon solar quartz.
It's just perfect, isn't it?
Perfect with those two colour tones.
It picks out all the colours in it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. This is coming up in around about 20 minutes time. You don't want to miss out on the premiere launch of that. Really? Less than 20 minutes I'm hearing now. So there you go. So that's coming up as a premiere launch. Right now, I'm going to bring you your essential wire gauge selection. 0.25, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8 and 1 mil. 500 meters in total. It would normally cost you £97.75 this morning, just £60. We've just saved everybody about £37.75, and that works out at £12 a reel.
That's crazy.
That is absolutely insane. The 1 mil gauge, for example, is normally £27.95, so it's really like, and that one's £24.95. So it's essentially like buying those two and getting the rest for free, really.
I'd buy them if I was at home.
Would you be buying that
gosh,
right now? You'd be on the phone lines. Well, if you want to get involved, if you want to save yourself an absolute fortune, £37 you can save this morning, start dialing that free phone number now. I realise that £60 could be more of a considered price point, but you have to consider what you're getting for that money. A huge wholesale offer, every single gauge of wire in this variety of colour tones, sort of a rainbow effect if you like there, all for £60. As I say, it would normally be over £95. But this morning, £60 is the price point, a huge saving. Are people flying in on the phone lines, Producer Kim? £500 metres of wire for £60.
It's going to go such a long way.
People flying in the phone lines, if you want to add this to your order, then click to buy now at JewelleryMaker.com or start dialing now and you can save yourself best part of £40 there, so that is insane. We're going to move those to one side for 1 second, and we're now going to bring you a bit of a DVD bundle. We're actually going to offer you 8 DVDs here. I'm going to start with your wire sculpture DVD. So we talked quite a lot about the structural techniques that we can achieve. And look at that, wire sculpture. So each of our DVDs has about an hour's worth of tutorage within the designated discipline. All of these are wire work focused. This is your wire structural, your wire sculpture, sorry. So you can achieve lots of different structural work, and the expert on that DVD is Alison. She's very, very talented, and you can see that little sort of Pandora's box there, little stocking, little bell design.
Just shows how versatile it can be.
Absolutely, and you know, we've started the show by talking about how it will help you to take your designs in another direction. Your wire sculpture, not even traditional jewellery, you know, the more ornamental pieces, aren't they? So there you go. So this is your Wirework Edition 1, perfect way to get started with more basic techniques. You can see there the little tree of life on the cover of the DVD, and Laura Byning's going to take you through a few different projects within Wirework. That's Edition 1. Then we've got Wirework Edition 3 and Edition 4. So there you go, all of the Wirework DVDs that you need to get started with the hobby, and then of course each subsequent edition will develop those skills onto the next level and allow you to take them in new directions. Then we've got your motifs. So this is probably the kind of direction that a lot of people are going in. You know, you like to create these sort of intricate wire patterns, don't you?
That's beautiful, isn't it? The heart.
Absolutely. So I think you've got 2 for the price of 1 on that DVD, because Rachel and Gemma are the experts on that one. Really, really interesting designs. You've got your wire gizmo. You've already described the way that we can work with wire using that tool this morning. If you have got your wire gizmo and maybe you only use it one way, and that's the only way you've used it, this could open up new possibilities of working with wire and that tool. So we've got your wire gizmo tool. Then we've got your wire work rings, as we've discussed. Important to have, you know, a real understanding of how to create rings so that you can create affordable items for your craft fair store.
And I would say with rings, persevere, because it took me ages and ages for it to click. You know, I tried to make rings for quite a long time, but I just persevered, and then it came. But watching the DVD like this helps, because you can just take it step by step.
Yeah, it breaks it down for you, doesn't it? And it also, you know, we've been talking about the fact that it's all about confidence, and it's sort of like a little crutch. It's there if you need it, isn't it?
And if you, you know, if you want to rewind and look at, you've missed something, you can always go back to it. So
it provides you a little bit of support in the room
definitely.
while you're working on your designs. And then you've got edition 2 of your Wirework rings. So again, it's going to take those basic techniques that you learned in the first one and maybe lift them onto that next level, advance them a little bit further so that you can progress with your wirework. So 8 Wirework DVDs in total. They would normally be $4.95 each, which already, as I say, represents ridiculous value. So normally it would be £39.60p. But that's not going to be your price point this morning. 8 hours of tutorial for less than £40. Absolutely phenomenal. Let's have a look at our price point this morning for the Essential Wirework DVD collection. £2 a pop.
That's crazy.
£16. Do you know what? How about if you know somebody's into wirework but you have no idea what gauge they work with, what they try to create on a, you know, on a day-to-day basis, you can get that for £16. I mean, it's a what is it, £39.60 normally, which already is ridiculous value for 8 hours of tuition. But at £16, that is totally ridiculous. So you're saving yourself well over £20 there.
But if you know someone who's just started in wirework, that will take them through the journey.
Absolutely.
You know, start with the basics, and it'll work your way up.
All the way up to like those really intricate structural
pieces.
pieces and those motifs.
Yep.
From
where could you get that sort of tuition for £16? That many hours of tuition, you couldn't get it anywhere else. You
couldn't buy lunch for £16, Janet, let alone 8 hours of tuition. No. Honestly, if I could get lunch for £16 for my family, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, you've got these forever. It's not like you're going to have to reinvest in them. Once you've got them, that's it. You've got them. 8 hours of wirework tuition, taking you from the basics in Wirework Edition 1 all the way up to the more intricate work that you can achieve doing wire sculptures, motifs, and working with your wire gizmo, as well, of course, as Edition 1 and 2 of your Wirework rings, so you can develop those more basic techniques that, you know, Janet was talking about, you know, persevering and mastering those. And then with Edition 2, you're going to lift that to the next level and be able to achieve some really sort of intricate wirework ring designs. People are literally flying in on the phone lines. I'm not surprised. Amazing value. Normally, this would be well over £35. In fact, best part of £40, wasn't it? £39.60. So best part of £40. This morning, you can get all of these DVDs at £2 each as part of this bundle. Just £16. So congratulations to everybody coming through. I can see lots of familiar names on the board, taking advantage of this deal and maximising on that 1p&p per day offer. If you want to get involved, 8 DVDs, all focused around your wirework techniques, available right now for £16. Unbelievable value. Best value we can offer you on DVDs, which are already an exceptional price point of just $4.95 normally. But right now, you can get the 8-pack of Wirework DVDs for just £16. Our executive producers entered the room. Are you here to tell off Kim, Martha, for going too low on items? Yeah. Yes. £16 for 8 DVDs. These are your essential Wirework DVDs. There's everything you're going to get. We can leave that to one side. Can we do this, Kim? Oh, she won't let me launch that just yet. I'm going to give everybody a heads up anyway so they can see this gorgeous watermelon solar quartz. Beautiful combination of colour tones. And we know how popular this gemstone is. Whenever we bring solar quartz to air, it flies out the door. So we're going to launch this in just a few minutes' time. She won't let me do it just yet. But be poised with phone in hand, ready for when the graphics hit the screen. What am I doing now, Kim? Going back over there, did you say? Oh, we're going to stay here. That's good. What are we doing? More wire deals. Ah, the deluxe jig. Now, Janet, would you mind giving us a quick demo?
No,
how to use this tool?
well,
so I've seen
we'll give
it used in the past, and I suppose the beauty of working with something like this, especially for beginners, is that you can create very uniformed shapes and findings.
That's right.
Without having to do it by eye.
Yeah.
If you like, yeah.
I mean, I very often make a chain. So if you want to do a fancy chain, this is a great way because you're going to get that uniform look throughout your links. You know, you're not going to be, one's not going to be shorter than the other or something.
Because I mean, this is a product that's backed by popular demand. It's always proved to be very, very popular here at Jewellery Maker. In fact, we've got a few reviews from customers out there. I think these are coming through from FIFO. Is that right? It says, the cheapest around that I have found. That's from an anonymous buyer who is also a bit of a poet. And this is coming from Frederick in Lincoln, who says, I love this tool. There you go. Short and sweet on the FIFO reviews, aren't they? But you know what? That's just showing you how effective this tool is and how much people love to have these essential items which help to develop your skills as a wire worker. And Janet's going to give us a quick demo on exactly how useful the deluxe metal jig is.
We'll just do a sort of a basic shape, but I know in there are sort of lots of patterns and things that you can.
And actually,
you can
not
utilise.
only do you get the sort of the guidance patterns, if you like, but also on the back you get some blank grids, so you can sort of draw out your own patterns.
Once you've got a pattern that you've designed, it's great. Photocopy that, and then you've got it a few times. Then
absolutely.
So you can so that you can use that. I had someone on one of the shows in the week say that, so I thought that's a great tip.
That is a good idea, actually, because you can imagine you get all excited when you toolerize, you draw all over this, and then that's it, you haven't got one then. So yeah, make sure you photocopy it before you draw on it. We've also had a question, Janet. It comes from Maureen. I'm going to have to look up here, my apologies. It says, hi Janet, what is the use of the plastic tubes in the deluxe jig?
Okay.
So I think they're referring to these little tubes here.
Yeah, when you've put your metal pieces in that you're going to wrap around, they actually fit on the back.
Ah, there
they
you
just
go.
slot on the back just to stop the pieces from moving around.
So they're just little stoppers,
yeah,
so the pegs stay in place.
Yeah, so you need to push that on as tightly as you can, really, so that when so you're wrapping your wire's not going to slip underneath.
Now I understand.
So they hold the pins in place.
Suzanne's also come through to say this is great if you have weak hands like myself.
Yeah.
So I suppose it'd be beneficial if maybe you suffer from dexterity problems as well.
I mean, that piece, I've done that using the pliers. But if someone's like twisting, if they've got problems with the wrist, this is a perfect option.
Good thinking.
But I use mine quite a lot. So what we do, you set out whatever pattern you want. I'll just do a simple pattern. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but we'll give it a go. So we've got this pattern. So all you do then is simply wrap your wire around. There you go. Sorry, my hand's in the way. I haven't put the plastic pieces on correctly, so there you go. You just wrap it around.
Okay.
Then go to that section, wrap it around there. And that's as easy as it is once you've worked out your design. There.
Well, as simple or as intricate as you want, really, isn't it? Yeah.
That one I've done that the wrong way. So you could just simply take that off, straighten out the wire.
Oh right, because it goes up the inside.
It goes right, so we've got the same shape all the way around. I don't want to show you a wonky.
So this is the
wonky design.
0.8 mil.
0.8,
you're using there. How low could you go in terms of your gauge?
I've done that. I've messed that up. Let me do it again for you. I would say 0.6. I wouldn't personally go much below a 0.6 because you need it to hold that shape. 0.4 will spring.
It'll spring out anyway, yeah. And then you could go up to say 1.25. Could you use that?
Yeah, you can go as high as you want, really.
Okay. I suppose the higher you go, the more
it's a bit more difficult
it's going to hold
bend.
the structure anyway, but you've just got to be a bit tougher when you bend it around the pegs, is that right?
I've just got to take that out now. If I can pull that off. Somebody's put that on really well. There you go. So you take that off, slide that off. Sorry, I'm not making it look very easy, but it is. There you go. So you've got that shape.
But you can imagine how long it would take you to achieve that shape freehand.
Yes, yeah.
Especially, as we say, if you've got any problems.
And when you're starting off, again, it's a confidence thing. This takes away that that need to worry about that circle being the same size as that circle, because you know they're going to be the same.
Yeah, absolutely. So very, very useful tool, very popular here at Jewellery Maker. Your deluxe metal jig. We've already got people flying in on the phone lines. That's the way to shop from us here at Jewellery Maker. The second you see something you like the look of, start getting involved. It's available right now for $9.95, and add it to your order price for many wire workers. If perhaps you've invested in one of our wholesale offers that we've brought you this morning on wire, then you can add this to your order at no additional postage and packaging costs. 1 P&P per day here at Jewellery Maker of just $2.95. If you've already paid that today, if you love to work with wire, or maybe you're just starting your sort of journey with wire work, then this is the tool for you. Your deluxe metal jig, available right now for $9.95, and it's actually quite nice that it's that sort of stainless steel, that metal, because it feels very solid.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, with tools, if they feel professional, you feel like a professional.
It is.
You know
it's very
what I mean?
robust, and it's going to last and last. It will last you for ages.
Okay. So I'm just going to give you one more heads up as well about this gorgeous watermelon. It only just arrived this morning here in the studio. We didn't know this was going to be coming up in the show, and we're already getting a lot of heat. Text coming through regarding this strand. When will it be launched? I've got to get hold of that. It's coming up in around about 5 to 10 minutes time, so not long to wait at all, but we're going to bring you another wire deal first. And I'm excited to announce that it is going to be the release of the Wire Whacker tool. Now, Janet's been excited to have a go with this.
I have.
So I'm going to take it over here. No, I'm joking. So this is your Wire Whacker tool. We know how popular it is. We have stocked it before, but it's backed by popular demand, just like the jig. We know how popular wire work is as a discipline. I'm going to stop teasing Janice now. I'm going to give it to you. Okay, so when we actually brought this to you, I think it was last week sometime, we sold about 400 in a matter of minutes. We've got less than half of that stock available today, so if you missed out on your opportunity to own this previously, unfortunately I've got a limited availability this morning, but of course we've still got opportunities, and the code is on screen. You know what to do. You know why we're here this morning, to invest in the wire work deals and of course the tools which are so essential for these techniques. People already flying in. Congratulations to Catherine, Melanie, Margaret, Bet, Julie, Pat, regular buyer who actually purchases from us here at Jewellery Maker all the way from Menorca. So welcome to you, Pat. Julie, you're there. Linda, Annie, Christine, a new buyer. This could sell out before we even bring the price on screen. Should we do a quick demo? Let's see exactly how it works before we bring the price on screen. Okay. I can tell you it's going under £10. So if you do want to get involved and you're umming and ahhing, put yourself in the queue. At least give yourself a chance to own this item. You can see how many people are already flying through on the phone lines. Let's see exactly how we work with this tool. Okay. It looks quite fun.
Well, I ordered mine last week when it stopped really quick, so I've got mine to collect. So I haven't actually used it yet.
Oh, how exciting.
But it's used to strengthen the wire, because if you're hammering, you can get texture on it, or you can mark it. But this is an easy way of strengthening your wire without using the hammer relay. So I think it's as simple as you put I've just made a quick earring finding.
Because of these surface, will it also sort of texture your wire as well?
I don't think it does, to be honest, because it's nylon. I'm assuming it's sort of like the nylon pliers, that sort of material.
Right, okay.
So I'm assuming not, that it won't do that.
Okay.
So the one way to do it is, I think, as the name suggests,
give it a whack.
Give it a whack. Yeah. So I think it's just, sorry about the noise.
Don't worry about it.
I think it's just simply whack that. Or if you don't want to do that, make sure you don't get your fingers in the way, by the way. Put that on there and use your hammer.
Oh, okay.
Hammer onto
so you can
it
put
as well.
it on top and then
so you can put it on top, hammer it, and you've got a flat piece.
No, I'm not doing that. I want to whack it.
Well, no, yeah. I know.
I can imagine, we always talk about different jewellery making techniques being therapeutic and stress relieving.
That definitely
This is the perfect tool for this. We've already got web comments coming through. This is from Emily in the West Midlands, who I attribute this quote to. You can't go wrong with a bit of sparkle. So she texted into my late show the other night, Emily. It says, it's great for the jewellery and a bit of whacking therapy too. So yes, backing up exactly what I was thinking about the tool. Yeah, I can imagine how therapeutic
so it's going to be great
it is.
fun.
Just think about all of your stresses and frustrations
Can I have a
and
go, Ed?
whack them away. Yeah, you know it. Is that loud enough for you, everybody? I love this desk. Yeah. Have you noticed that the designers get to have all the fun on this desk?
And no, it doesn't texture.
No, it
Doesn't mark it at all.
Absolutely not. It's beautiful.
That's great.
And it is much sturdier now as a finding, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really strengthened the wire.
But if you were hammering that with your hammer, you'd probably get marks on it. Or
yeah, and it'll move
but
around
this way,
potentially as well.
I mean, it's great to put texture onto things with your hammer, but this way, if you want a smooth finish, then give it a whack with that and job done.
They are literally flying out the door. Never seen so many names on the screen up there. So congratulations to everybody coming through. Do you know what? I've just realised around about a third of the stock's ready to be allocated. We haven't even brought the price on screen yet. Your wire whacker tool, I said it would be under £10. It's not going to be £9.95. It's not going to be £8.95, £7.95, £6.95. It's £5.95. And add it to your order price this morning for your wire whacker tool. If you do want to get involved, start dialing that free phone number right now. Alternatively, if you're shopping at JewelleryMaker.com and you place this in your basket, make sure you check out to avoid disappointment. And are we having a look at this wire bundle, sorry? Oh, and the wire rounder tool as well, of course. Now, we brought this to you as your early bird this morning. Maybe you had other commitments at the start of the show. You weren't able to get involved. How many of these left, sorry? Less than half the stock available now. Huge amount of people flying in to get hold of your wire rounding tool. And if you weren't watching at 9 AM this morning, then you missed out on my amazing demonstration of the tool, despite the fact that I was told not to do. Yes,
because that's one of the uses for the earrings.
So here we go. Second bite of the cherry. You're getting to see me demonstrate twice in one show. It is probably the easiest tool ever to use. That's the only reason I'm giving a demonstration. But there you go. It just rounds off the edge, gives it a nice soft finish. Absolutely beautiful. Loads of people got involved first thing this morning, and people already flying in on the phone lines once again. If you missed out, start dialing that free phone number right now. Your wire rounding tool is available right now, and here comes your price point. £5.95. So all of the wire tools coming in at very, very affordable prices. Of course, the interesting thing about your tools is once you've bought them, you've got them.
Yep.
It's not like gemstones where you're going to use them up, or findings where they're going to run out. The tools you've got for life. This is your wire rounding tool. It's available at £5.95, matching the price of the wire whacker there. So many people getting involved. If you want to add this to your order, then start dialing that free phone number right now. Emily, you've texted again. Nice to see you getting stuck into wire work, Ed. About time. You know what? I do keep talking about, you know, getting a bit more involved with wire work and overcoming my fears. I'm getting there.
Good.
I'm getting a bit more confident. It all comes with experience, doesn't it? But now I've been given a little friendly shove from Emily there, so I have to get involved. I'm going to go back over to this and we're going to launch our watermelon soda quartz. Thank you so much, Jane.
No problem.
Okay. This is my advice. Start dialing now. Before the graphics come on screen, I'm going to do it with you. Pick up your phone, right? 0800 644 655. It's ringing. Right, okay. You can put yourself at the front of the queue that way. Of course, I'll get in trouble from the help team because I haven't brought the code on screen yet, but don't worry about that. As soon as you come through, say, yes, I want to buy the... Get the graphics on quick, Kim. Right, so as soon as the code hits the screen, start ordering this item. Proven to be a very, very popular gemstone here at Jewellery Maker. And have a look at these watermelon colours. Here we go. People already on the phone lines. That's the way to do it. 140 carats of watermelon solar quartz. This is actually a coloration that we've dyed into the gemstone. It doesn't happen at the closing process of the gemstone, so it doesn't happen at the end, so it's not on the surface of the gemstone. It's a dyeing process which happens much earlier on, so it's not like it can rub off. These are beautiful gemstones. The gorgeous thing about solar quartz is, once again, it allows you to see the way the crystals have been allowed to form. You can see the way Mother Nature has put this design together, if you like. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, I've already got people literally flying through at JewelleryMaker.com, putting this in their baskets. Make sure you check out to avoid disappointment. My prediction is that this is going to be a sellout strand this morning. And again, these gemstones are going to go an awfully long way, because for me, each and every one is going to form the focal point of a jewellery design. Maybe the pendant. It could be that they're the feature of a sort of cuff bangle, if you like, sort of like a watch face design. In fact, if you've got an idea of how you're going to utilise this gemstone, how this is going to be incorporated into your designs, then why not text through and let us know exactly how you use solar quartz or the watermelon tones. In fact, somebody's already texted through, and is it Emily? The graphics aren't really very happy about displaying that, are they? There we go. It's Emily. It says, wow, I've never seen anything so pretty. A wirework ring would be very special. So there you go. That's already one little bit of creative inspiration. Let me just hold that out and just see. Oh, you can imagine it already, can't you? And would that be quite easy to set into, say, a wirework prong setting, something like that?
Yeah, I'm sure it would be. I mean, if you put some wire through it, and then wrapped around a ring mandrel, you could put some wire detail on the top as well, then that'd be great.
Actually, I had a strand of solar quartz a few weeks ago, and I challenged designer Sarah to create something. And what she did was, she's not a traditional wire worker, which, you know, she's happy to admit, but she wanted to experiment like we've been talking about this morning, and she actually mirrored the little inclusion in the centre of the gemstone with some wire. Yeah. So it sort of highlighted it, but also sort of mirrored it in the design. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll just show you those inclusions there. And it's these little impurities which have allowed these crystal formations to sort of come to fruition. And I think that's really interesting, actually, because it really shows that's sort of like Mother Nature's fingerprint right in the centre of the gemstone, isn't it? Now, people are already multi-buying this strand. Congratulations to Yolanta, Pauline, Patricia, Michelle. Those are just my viewers who are multi-buying the strand. We've also got loads of people getting involved on the phone lines. We've got 10 strands just placed in people's baskets. Now, if somebody was to come through on our free phone number right now, your strand could potentially be allocated to their order. So my advice, if you're placing this in your basket, check out to avoid disappointment. Got a very, very exciting launch price for you this morning on this strand. In fact, I say it's a launch price, but I think it might be the price, because I believe this is going to be a sellout this morning. If you want to get involved, you know what to do. Start dialing that free phone number. Here comes your launch price for 140 carats of watermelon solar quartz. When you said under £10, I thought you meant £9.95. She's gone even further, £8.95. That is an added to your order price. If you're already invested in perhaps a jewellery kit this morning, then there's absolutely nothing to consider. You've got your 30-day money-back guarantee. You can add this to your order for £8.95. I mean, if you were to take one of these, maybe one of the larger ones, and make a statement wirework ring, I mean, for a start, the colour tones are absolutely beautiful. But how much would you expect to achieve for a piece like that?
Oh, I'd say you'd be looking about 15. Personally, I'd pay it about £15.
Because you have got a very large gemstone there. Yeah. It's going to be a showcase.
And it's a statement, statement gemstone, isn't it? It's gorgeous.
Absolutely. You don't see this kind of gemstone very often. And again, I think that, you know, if you were a traditional jeweller, you would shy away from a gemstone like solar quartz because it's included. But as a jewellery maker, it provides you with so much character, so much texture, so much going on there. And of course, it sort of sets you apart from other crafters because you can see that Mother Nature has created this beautiful gemstone as opposed to relying on your synthetic beads. So this really lifts your jewellery designs into the next level, the next stratosphere really, because these are gorgeous watermelon solar quartz. I've never seen this gemstone anywhere else actually. So if you do want to get involved, this is your best opportunity. It's available right now for £8.95. We did have quite a healthy stock availability when we started this, but it is quickly being allocated to baskets. So if you want to add this to your order, it's available for £8.95, but we are now approaching a little bit more limited availability. We'll have another look at this later on in the show if we've got any remaining. If you have entered a short queue on the phone lines, don't panic. You will be answered in the order in which you dial, and you are of course dialing a free phone number, so there's nothing to panic about. It's a risk-free shopping experience here at Jewellery Maker. And if maybe you're looking at the watermelon quartz, you're thinking, I'm not quite sure about that, get it home. See it in the flesh. That's the best way to make an informed decision. I'm going to go over here because we are about to launch yet another jewellery kit this morning. And wow, I mean, you don't do things by half, do you, Janet?
I love this one again.
Look how much jewellery there is here.
The colours were just beautiful. The pink and the purple was just beautiful.
Do you know what? These would go perfectly with that watermelon quartz because of the colour tones, wouldn't they?
Yep.
The fuchsia pinks, definitely. The gorgeous purple tones.
The purple wire would go great with it.
Oh yes. Have a look at that. That's a nice combination, that is. Nice. So there you go. If you are starting your order thanks to the solar quartz, then perhaps consider maximising on your 1p&p per day by getting hold of your Violet Heaven jewellery kit. Now, let's have a look at everything you're going to get. I'm going to take you through your gemstones first, as always. Just have a look at this. Beautiful combination, very complementary colour tones, quite dramatic actually, to combine the amethyst purples with those jet black tones and then the more feminine pink tones as well. Here we are looking at 140 carats of shaded pink colour agate. Those are 8mm faceted rounds. Then we've got 240 carats of your purple coloured quartz, which are 10mm faceted rounds, and 40 carats of your black colour agate in your 4mm faceted rounds. Very, very versatile size of gemstone there. Perfect for lots of different disciplines, aren't they?
Definitely, yeah.
Including sort of your soutache or your kumihimo, your micromacrame. I know that those little seed beads, 2, 3, 4mm.
The weaving very, very as popular. Well, great in weaving.
Oh, weaving. So wire weaving?
Yeah, yes, yeah. Crochet, great for crochet.
Of course, yeah. So very, very versatile, and I love the sort of dramatic nature of that colour combination. You have got your traditional threading material, so you've got 50 metres of beading thread, and this time you've got that sort of 18 karat gold tone to your beading thread. You've got 80 metres of monofilament, 6 metres of elastic, and on this particular kit you've also got some wire. So you've got 10 metres of your 0.4mm gauge purple wire and 10 metres of your 1mm gauge. So that's a very useful combination of gauges, because we saw there, for example, on Alison's work, that she'd done a lot of the structural work with the 1mm, and then a lot of the binding, the weaving with the 0.4mm, I should say. Yeah,
0.4 is really useful for that.
The colour tone is gorgeous as well. It's the exact same colour as a chocolate wrapper. You know the one I'm talking about. Say again, sorry, producer Kim. Ah, right, okay, so it's good to have the same colour in multiple gauges of the wire.
Yeah.
I see. And with the gold beading thread, you've also got your gold plated copper findings. Everything you're going to get there. 1 metre of chain, 2 different kinds of head pins, your flat and your ball. You've got your shepherd hooks, your ribbon cord endings, your little spacer beads, your crimp beads, your crimp bead covers, your jump rings, and your detailed toggle clasp, as well as those fancy earring findings. So around about 100 pieces of gold plated copper in your essential findings. I mean, let's have a look at all the different pieces that Janet was able to create. And again, you've gone to town, haven't you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pieces here.
But I don't think they're not skimped on in any way with the gemstones.
Absolutely not. They're quite gem heavy, actually.
Yeah, but beautiful combination of colours.
I love sort of purple and golds together. It has a really opulent feel to it, doesn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. But then, of course, you can make it a bit more fun, a little bit more everyday by mixing the pink and the purple together.
Yeah,
quite
you can do lots of different things. I mean, and with the purple bracelet with the wire wrapped centre, that is just simply, you know, it's just simply wrapping the wire around. There's no sort of complicated technique or anything involved in it.
It's just quite sort of free flowing, really. You just wound it up to create a feature.
But with those lovely gemstones, it just looks beautiful.
It mirrors the colour tones. Absolutely gorgeous. So again, over 10 pieces of jewellery here. This is your Violet Heaven, and if you were to buy all of these items individually, it would be the best part of £40, over £39. That's not going to be your price point this morning for this jewellery kit, because we were originally going to launch at £24.95, but instead producer Kim's decided to go way lower. She says she's going to put a crisp £5 note back in your pocket and take this under £20 this morning. £19.95. When we first launched the channel, it was really centred around these jewellery making kits, which contain everything you need to get started with the hobby. But what we tended to offer you was none of that. These, but you'd only have sort of 25 pieces in your finest pack, and this would generally have been around about £29.95, I'd say, which is unbelievable value. Now, thanks to the unique way that we've been supported by our audience and the fact that you've allowed us to grow in such a fantastic way over the last 4 years, we can now bring you all of this for £19.95. Unbelievable value, because you've got those 2 reels of wire as well, which are going to make the gemstones go that bit further. And of course, the combination of gemstones here is absolutely beautiful. The purple quartz, the fuchsia agate, and the beautiful black agate in those tiny 4mm faceted rounds. £19.95, and have a look at everything that Janet's created. So we're talking around about, what, £1.85 per piece of jewellery again.
It is crazy, isn't it?
Absolutely insane. Oh, £1.81, sorry.
No. And like you pointed out, it's good to have 2 sort of gauges in the same colour, because you can make, like the flower necklace, you've got the ability then to do the weaving that sort of blends in.
Oh yes.
So the purple, you've got the weaving there, but I've also used sort of the gold head pins just to pick out, put the gold against the purple.
Yeah, as I was saying, you know, gold and purple, fantastic combination.
I just felt it needed something just to lift it a little bit, so we used the fine head pins to do that.
I'll tell you what, I don't see this very often. We've got people multi-buying this kit.
I don't blame them.
Well, it is fantastic, isn't it? The value you've got here.
Great.
I mean, as I say, elsewhere you could probably pay £19.95 for just the reels of wire, for example, or just the gemstones. You've also got around about 100 pieces of gold-plated copper in the findings here as well. £19.95 is an absolutely ridiculous price. Which of your gorgeous designs do you want to give us a quick demo of?
The ring, I think.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. Really interesting that you've... Yeah, is that the chain?
That's the chain,
used?
yeah. So I thought we'd use the chain around it just to surround that gemstone.
And it's almost created a sort of sunflower-like feel, hasn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Okay, well, let's get started with this technique then.
Right, so I had wire left. This is from the original bundle that I used.
Right.
So I've made a little demo piece as well. So you can get another couple of rings out.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. So you've made one, then you've done a demi run, if you like.
So take a section of the wire, straighten it out as it comes out, because you want to keep it nice and straight. I don't know, about sort of 18 inches. Just make sure you've got enough. And then what I do, I know people do their rings differently, but I put my gemstone on first. Let me just get those out of the way. So put the gemstone to the centre of the wire, and then kink that back. Hold that tight and kink it so you've got that shape. Let me just straighten that up. There you go, so you've got that. Then drop it onto the ring mandrel in the position that you, the size that you want. That
makes sense to me though, because then you've got the centre piece of the design in
because
place,
then it sits flush against the finger,
right? And
you're not raising it, because it's a big gemstone as well. You don't want to raise it up too much.
No, exactly, yeah.
So then just simply wrap that one side around, then wrap the other, so you've got the wire then sort of like that, either way. Then what we're going to do is wrap that around the gemstone. Now, I've said this before, when I'm at home I use my mandrel, but I've got it in a clamp so that I can use both hands to actually make with. So I find it a bit awkward using one hand.
Do you want me to hold it for
you? We'll give it a go. So, and then you just simply wrap that. Let me put it down and do it. There you go. Wrap that around that way. Then pull it tight and wrap it around that section. See, once you've got it going, you're fine. There you go. So wrap that around. Don't worry too much if it's looking a little bit messy at this stage, because the chain is actually going to hide that. Yeah. So then I took about 5 inches of the chain, take it off the mandrel, and then simply thread on the chain onto the wire. So I just put the first loop on, counted about 2 or 3 links. Sorry, there you go, 2 or 3 links, and just do that all the way along, thread it on all the way along, but I've done that already, so you don't have to watch me thread. So there we are, that's the 5 inches threaded on.
Okay.
Then put it back onto the mandrel. Now what we're looking at doing is bringing this piece of wire up near the top of the gemstone, squash that chain down so that it's all scrunched up, so you get that effect.
Yes.
And then simply wrap it around and then go back on itself.
And now it's starting to take form, isn't
And
it?
then what I would do is put the other section of chain on this one and go around it again just to build that up, so you've got a really chunky
Yes.
section. But I'll show you how we finish it off. So what I would do is thread on chain there, do exactly the same, go round with the chain on and finish at this side, so you've got a piece at both ends. And then I'll cut a little bit of that off, there's a bit too much there. I then just wrap that around, use the pliers to bring it round, and I find it easier to sort of slip it back onto the mandrel, hold that, and then you can really give it a good pull then to get a good neat finish. You can wrap that round a couple of times. It's best to do it a couple of times just to make sure that it's secure. And again, slip it onto the mandrel and pull it tight. Snip, snip there. Take some flat nose pliers or the rounding tool again, like we said before. You could use the rounding tool, or just simply, there we go. I've probably cut that a little bit too short, to be honest. What I would do then is just squash that down so it's not sharp, and that would be the finished piece. But obviously I would do the other side, and then you build up that chunky, so you've got 2 sort of rounds of the chain and it gives it that chunky effect.
Absolutely beautiful.
So again, an easy technique, but just something a little bit different.
Yeah, something maybe that we, you know, an alternative use for the chain, if you like. Yeah.
And you get such a lot of chain in the kits as well. You know, I made the necklace there, which has got the chain on.
Yeah, I mean that's a full length of chain, isn't it, for the neckline?
So there's plenty.
Enough
So I did the ring and did the earrings as well. It's got that roundy. So there's plenty of chains to sort of play with, really.
Yeah, so a metre chain goes quite a long way then.
It does, definitely.
Okay, your Violet Heaven kit is available right now for $19.95. Not the intended launch price, but producer Kim's decided to give you a little bit of a deal. We want to make jewellery making as a hobby as accessible as possible. This is the perfect way to get started with the hobby, and at under £20, that is absolutely ridiculous. And the colour combinations go nicely with my ensemble today.
They do
like
actually, yeah.
So I'm going to get back over to this. We're going to launch another exclusive bundle this morning, and then we're going to go and announce the winners of Wall of Fame.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Janet.
Thanks,
we're
Ed.
going to move over here, and actually the colour combinations continue. Have a look at these 3 gemstones. They go perfectly with that last kit. What's it called, Kimbo? Summer Swirls. Yeah, I can see that. These are perfect gemstones to include in your sort of holiday pieces. You can imagine lying by the pool wearing these kind of items, can't you? Gorgeous banded agate or striped agates here. You've got your purple banded agate. These are twisted coins. They're 14mm in size, giving you over 200 carats. Then you've got 240 carats of your blue stripe agate, again 14mm twisted coins, and 270 carats of your hot pink banded agate, again 14mm swirly coins. Now I should just say that the swirl part doesn't actually refer to the banding, but instead the rather unique twist that you've got in the cut of the gemstone itself. You see that? They're just going to sit in a really interesting way within your designs to again provide you with texture. I mean, you're going to get so much character from the gemstones anyway, because the banding on the surface of each gemstone gives you a unique and bespoke finish to each and every piece of jewellery. No two are going to be the same because each and every gemstone has that unique banding. And here we've got these gorgeous sort of summertime fun colours. In fact, if you're trying to get maybe youngsters involved in jewellery making, which I think is a great idea to give people a creative outlet and allow them to develop other skills, these would be the kind of gemstones which I can imagine youngsters having a lot of fun with, because they're real vibrant colours, aren't they? Beautiful summer swirls. What's that, sorry? Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking to me then, Kimberly. Just talking about the idea that these can be included in so many different designs. And again, it really depends what you match them up with. If you perhaps take the blue striped agate and were to match them up with, say, your blue fluorite or your amethysts, then you're going to get more of a conservative feel. But of course, if you work with the hot pinks here with even more vibrant colour tones, you're going to create some really fun summertime jewellery design. So this is a 3-strand pack, all of your banded agates featuring your sky blue tones, your hot pinks and your amethyst purple. If you were to buy this 3-strand pack normally, it would cost you over £20, $22.35 in total. That's not going to be your price point this morning, because we've taken them, we've bundled them together to create your discount code this morning, and here comes your price, $14.95, so less than £5 a strand now. Normally it would set you back $22.35 this morning, under £5 a strand, $14.95. And again, you can see how these gemstones are going to go an awfully long way. I mean, because you've got the little twist in the cut of the gemstone, they provide you with probably enough character to just use 2 and create pairs of earrings. And at, you know, under £5 a strand, if you're only using 2, now all of a sudden we're getting into really affordable jewellery. You could potentially sort of look at £2.50, £3 for a pair. I mean, if you were going to, for example, a school event, you know, in a school hall, a school summer fete or whatever, you need to just have very affordable pieces, don't you?
And now there's lots of music festivals around, and lots of music festivals have craft stalls and things, so this would be a perfect sort of combination of colours to use at an event like that.
Yes.
Wouldn't it, you know, sort of a festival?
Absolutely, they're very festive. I was thinking of sort of lying by the pool, but actually you make a great point.
Yeah.
It's nearly sort of Glastonbury, Reading, Leeds time, isn't it? So there you go, the perfect way to create very everyday pieces of jewellery for me, I imagine. And actually, I think sometimes we may neglect the fact that there's a lot of young jewellery makers out there, lots of people studying jewellery making and silversmithing who look towards the affordability of these gemstones because it allows them to develop their jewellery designs in a new way. I speak to lots of people on Facebook who are studying you know, jewellery design at university or college. These are the kind of gemstones that allow you to work with Mother Nature's creations, but at a more affordable price.
Affordable price, you're exactly right, yeah.
$14.95, because you get a lot of gemstones on the strands. That's the real key with these strands, isn't it? Under £5 a strand, $14.95. And if you love the idea of working with these vibrant colours, then have a look at my colour blocking jewellery kit. It's coming up in the final hour of the show. Have a look at this. Rose quartz, peridot and amethyst in your nuggets. You've got the 3 complementary colour tones of wire, your findings and your threading materials, and that is coming up in around about, what should we say, in the next 20 minutes or so? Yeah, next 15-20 minutes, but right now it's time to announce the winner of the Wall of Fame. Welcome back to Jewellery Maker. Time now for the Wall of Fame, and this is your opportunity to have your designs shown on air, your 15 minutes of fame if you like, and of course you'll be entered into the prize draw where you will have the chance to win either £50 added to your account or £100 added to your Jewellery Maker account, and we are going to select the winner in just a couple of minutes time. First of all, we're going to have a look at some of your designs, so I'm just going to move this centrally, and I'm going to move it. Where should I put it? Here for 1 second. There we go. So I've got number 267. Well, that's really simple, really beautiful, isn't it? Are those tanzanite nuggets, I think? This is coming in from Nicola. It says, hi, please find attached my first ever Wall of Fame entry. It's a sterling silver bracelet using tanzanite nuggets, everything purchased from JM. Hope you like it. Nicola, absolutely love that. That's the way to work with those gorgeous tanzanite nuggets. I was actually privileged enough to bring you that strand on air, and the colour tone, I mean, we're bordering on sort of treble A tanzanite colours, of course, because it's not gemstone quality, they are the little fine nuggets, but the colour was immense. I can understand why you've just kept that simple and used it alone. Absolutely beautiful. You are number 267.
Right, and this is 268.
Wow.
Aren't they lovely?
They're good. I would wear that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It looks
Beautiful.
quite a masculine design, actually.
I made these using all JM products. This is from Caroline in Maidstone. I made these using all JM products. Well, not the rock that they're photographed on. After seeing Mark and Vicky a couple of weeks back, my girls are about to leave primary school and for the first time have a couple of male teachers they wanted to give gifts to.
I was thinking that.
Having always given jewellery to the female teachers they have had, I wanted to do something for the men. And Mark gave me the courage to try my hand at these. Really pleased with the result and hope they make it to the wall. Also need to thank my wonderful friend Carrie for giving me extra beading wire when I ran out. Also JM. So thanks to Carrie, and that's from Caroline.
Typical jewellery making scenario that is, because it's a very close community. I've noticed that.
But that's a great idea, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's what I was saying. It looked quite masculine. I would wear that. I imagine the teachers were very happy when they received those.
So good luck, Caroline. That's 268.
That's beautiful. 269. Another very inspired by Mother Nature piece, this one is. It's been sent in by Julie. It says, Dear JM, this is the first time I've entered the Wall of Fame. Oh, we've got a lot of first timers this morning. So I hope this is a good enough entry and photo. Absolutely. I watched the show as much as I can and bought some peridot for the first time ever, even though it's my birthstone, and I didn't realise how beautiful it was. My mother-in-law is also the same birthstone as me, so you're not going to get to keep it now, and has been ill with cancer that we all thought she wouldn't be with us for Mother's Day, but by a miracle she was. So I made her this bracelet with the peridot and beautiful JM pearls, gold-plated silver findings, and she was over the moon. I imagine she was. If it wasn't for your show, I would never have ventured into gemstones, but now I am hooked and can't bear to use anything else. Very best wishes from Julie May. Well, that is a really, really beautiful piece of jewellery and a lovely sentiment as well. You know, I've been through those kind of things myself, so I understand exactly how uplifting it would have felt for somebody to receive that. So congratulations, a beautiful piece of jewellery. Well done, Julie. You're number 269.
And this is 270. Some polymer clay there. That beautiful combination of colours. I love that blue and yellow together. This is from Nick, and Nick says, here is this week's entry to the Wall of Fame. Some widgety grub, as Jenny calls them, polymer clay earrings. Simple but oh so effective.
So I just got that.
Loving playing with the polymer clay at the moment, and particularly enjoy all the new polymer clay designers, but especially the deals. My kids keep wanting to play with the polymer clay as if it is that well-known children's play stuff, which is a pain, but not as painful at JM prices.
Oh, nice.
Lots of love to you, but especially to the wonderful producers with their amazing prices. This is Nick from Pencoed in South Wales.
Oh, well, producer Kim says you can come back, Nick. Giving them the credit they deserve. That's
beautiful.
I've got the final entry here. It's number 271. This is coming from Corinne. It says, my take on a designer inspiration idea from Karen Crawford. Pyrite and shell pearl surrounded by the multicoloured brass findings, all from JM. I hope you're all having a lovely day and all the very best of luck to all the Wall of Famers. That's from Corinne. That is absolutely beautiful. It's a really interesting shape.
I love that effect, the way it goes around the stones.
Is that quite easy to achieve with your wire, to do the swirl?
Yes, it's just sort of threading on either side and around, but it gives a really lovely effect.
Really interesting, isn't it? I mean, this is the kind of thing that you wouldn't see in traditional jewellery designs. This is the way you can go with bespoke jewellery making. Absolutely gorgeous. Well done, Corinne. You have been entered into the draw. Are we going to announce the winners right now? Let's do it. I'm excited. I've got to just bend down. My apologies. Here it is, the tombola. So last time I was on, I picked the winner. So this one I'll let you pick the winner. Okay, so I'll give it a spin. So you've all been entered. Even if you haven't seen your design over the last 7 days, everybody who's entered has been allocated a raffle ticket and you've been placed into the draw. First of all, we're going to announce the runner-up. This is the way we've always done it ever since we launched the channel. We select the runner-up, then the winner, and you are about to win £50. You can pick out the number. Amelia's standing by to give us the name, as she always does.
There we go, it's 308.
308.
That's Helen Watkins.
Helen Watkins. Hey, Helen, you're going to have £50 added to your Jewellery Maker account, which can be spent as you wish. We'll give it another spin before we pick the winner. Give everybody a fair chance. Here we go. Here we go. Then you're going to pick the winner for us, Janet.
Good luck again, everybody. Drum roll. 218.
218. And floor manager Amelia. Patricia Hart. So Amelia's got all of the names and numbers over there. That's our floor manager, expert floor manager, and you have selected the winner. So there you go. Yes, thank you. So what was it? 218. There you go, Patricia Hart. You are the winner, and you can see pages and pages of entries. So thank you so much for your dedication, and of course, you did have the chance to win. Patricia Hart, you were the lucky winner. You've got £100 added to your Jewellery Maker account. We're going to go to a quick break now. When we return, we are going to launch that strand of emerald, one of the big four, coming up in just a couple of minutes time, and I can tell you right now that that strand is going to be launched at under £20. Don't go away. You're going to have the opportunity now to find out all about our Wirework workshops.
Come and join guest designer Laura Binding on our intermediate wirework course. The aim of the course is to enhance your wirework skills and take your designs to the next level. You will learn more advanced weaving and binding techniques which you can incorporate into your jewellery. The full course includes a selection of gauges of wire, a generous scoop of mixed gemstones, a copy of the Wirework Tutorial DVD Edition 3, a buffet-style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studios and chance to meet the presenters, and a visit to our Gemstone Museum. All of this for just £79.95. To book your place, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Jewellery Maker, bringing out the designer in you.
Jewellery Maker course gift vouchers are now available. You can choose from a bronze, silver or gold voucher. Each voucher is worth a different amount that entitles you to put towards a course of your choice. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Come and join guest designer Louise Jacobson on our Wirework Rings course. Louise will guide you through how to design a combination of ring styles and shapes. You will learn a variety of techniques, including how to use a ring mandrel, how to design bands and shanks, and how to attach gemstones. The full course includes a selection of colours and gauges of wire, a generous scoop of mixed gemstones, use of all relevant tools, a buffet-style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studios, and a visit to our museum. All of this for £69.95. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
Welcome back to Jewellery Maker. Now got the opportunity to bring you one of the most prestigious gemstones on the planet, one of the traditional big four. Now when we talk about those, we are generally considering ruby, sapphires, diamonds, and of course emeralds. Now this is completely natural, this emerald, and you'll actually find that emerald's one of those gemstones which is becoming more and more popular. There's a range of different varieties on the market, ranging from sort of Zambian, Brazilian, and of course the most illustrious variety at the moment is your Colombian emerald. Now, if you actually go to my Facebook page, you'll see that about a week ago I posted up a report from the Financial Times which actually stated the rate at which Colombian emerald was increasing in price, to the point where now some of these mine owners are demanding around about $5,000 for uncut varieties. I think it was a 9-carat uncut piece of Colombian emerald, $5,000 for that piece. So that just goes to show you. Now I'm not comparing them directly, but of course this was uncut, rough. But this isn't necessarily Colombian emerald, but it does have a lot of those colour tones. Now you can just get an idea of the kind of price points people are prepared to part with in order to get emerald into their collection. One of my favourite gemstones, in fact, mainly because it's rare to find a gemstone that's actually prized for its inclusions. A lot of the time, if you get a heavily included gemstone, somebody might say, I'm not working with that, but not with emerald. The inclusions themselves are what form the beauty that we see inside this gemstone. It's known as the jardin, and it's what provides it with this beautiful colour tone. Now it's interesting on this strand because you've got a real variation of colour tones, from those bottle greens that you'd expect to see in the Zambian emerald, some richer tones that you'd associate with Brazilian emerald, and then you've got those paler hues which most people would associate with Colombian emerald as well. So a very, very versatile strand of emerald. Now emerald itself is so prestigious, mainly because of the history attached to the gemstone. This has been set into jewellery for thousands and thousands of years, always has been prized by ancient civilizations. This is long before they had the sort of knowledge that we do about emerald, the scientific side of things. This is when people prized gemstones purely for the visual properties, for the aesthetic that they offered. And even then, thousands of years ago, emerald, a prized gemstone. Now, here at Jewellery Maker, we are able to bring you these exquisite gemstones. When we first launched the channel, of course, we focused heavily on other gemstones that were more readily available and that were more associated with the art of jewellery making, such as your agates, your carnelians, labradorites as well. So more denser gemstones which were easier to cut and more associated with jewellery making. But now, as we've developed as a channel over the last few years, as your skills as jewellery makers have developed, you've started to demand these prestigious gemstones. You want to own the big four. That's why whenever we offer you a strand of diamonds, it flies out the door at £50–60. That's why when I launched the first ever strand of Colombian emerald on the channel, it flew out the door in seconds at the price point of $79.95. The first ever time I brought you Colombian emerald, I had 10 strands. This morning, I've got 100 strands of emerald. That goes to show you the way our buying power has improved over the last 4 years, to the point now where we have direct links with miners all over the world, that we've got buying offices all over the world sourcing the most prestigious gemstones of the highest possible quality, and we're also able to offer you the best possible value on the market for genuine gemstones. Here we are talking about one of the most prestigious gemstones in the world, one of the most popular gemstones available on the open market, beautiful emerald. Now, here at Jewellery Maker, we're part of the Genuine Gemstone Company, so we pride ourselves on being able to offer these things: brilliant value, exquisite quality, and of course reasonable carat weights. 30 carats on this strand. We are part of an umbrella company, our sister channel Gems TV, of course, selling jewellery designs, and they too will offer you the best value on the market. And in fact, I'm looking down at these emeralds, and I'm kind of glad that the owner of the company is on his way to the North Pole. That's a charity expedition he's taking part in, but I'm glad he's not watching at home, because I've just heard the price. I was told this morning that we were going to be able to launch a strand of emerald at less than £1 a carat. Pretty exciting for anybody who's passionate about gemstones and gemology. To bring you 30 carats of emerald for under £30 is out of this world. Now, negotiations have been taking place all morning between my producer and the management. First of all, she was telling me, actually, I think we might get it under 25. Just before the break, I was told we're going to be able to bring you this strand at under £20. And now she's telling me, well, let's put it out to the audience. Let's ask everyone at home, how would you feel about paying 50p a carat for 30 carats of emerald? So we're talking about under £15 now for 30 carats of emerald. The reason I was saying I'm glad that the owner of the company isn't watching is that I think he'd be questioning why Jewellery Maker even have this strand of gemstones. He'd say, couldn't we have made that into jewellery for Gems TV? Absolutely. In my opinion, it really is of the highest possible quality. Just have a look at the way this has been faceted. You've got these gorgeous, delicate little rondelles. They range in size from 3x1 to 4x2. And I've noticed that through receiving the Wall of Fame entries, through asking people to tag me in their designs on Facebook so I can get an idea of how people are working with our gemstones and components, people are absolutely growing in confidence when it comes to working with these high-end rondelles, these beautiful emeralds. Seriously? Okay, at 50p a carat for emerald, I was more than excited in the break about launching this strand. Have a look at the launch price that Kim is about to offer you on 30 carats of emerald. $11.95. Bad news for you, Kim. Bad news for you, Kim. Your boss just walked in the room when you unleashed that price. $11.95 for 30 carats of emerald. Absolutely out of this world. Over half the stock's now been allocated on this strand. If you, in fact, 2/3 of the stock's been allocated. My apologies. Now, there are fluctuations in our system, so never take my word for it. If you're interested in this, pick up the phone. Dial that free phone number, speak to a member of our award-winning help team. They will enable you to add this to your order. And we've also had somebody getting involved on the text. It's Tanya. It says, I wasn't supposed to buy anything today, Ed. Now look what happened. It's Tanya blaming me. It's not me. It's Kim. She's in charge of the products and the prices. She's the one that's launching emerald at $11.95 this morning. And to be honest, I don't blame you. Because if that's won you over, if that's the item that's made you pick up the phone, then how about this? I'll do you a favour. I'll help you maximise on your 1p&p per day by finding something else to add to your order. Is that more of a hindrance than a help? I'll tell you what, when you see the value we're offering this morning, you cannot ignore these price points. $11.95 for 30 carats of emerald. Okay, so we've actually got around about 15 people who have placed this in their basket at JewelleryMaker.com. So if everybody checks out, then they'll be successful. If you sort of dilly-dally and people come through on the phone lines, you could actually potentially miss out here. I'm only saying that not to put any pressure on you, just to highlight how popular this strand is. I'd hate for anybody to miss out because they didn't check out their basket. How many, sorry? Oh, I've got 5 strands remaining in stock. My word, that's mainly because Marianne in Sussex just got 3 of these. Catherine, you've got 2. Christine, you've got 2. Wendy, you've got 2. Anonymous buyer, you've got 2. Evelyn, you've got 2. You can see how popular these gemstones are when people are multi-buying in those kind of numbers. But again, it's these prestigious gemstones which are going to allow you to achieve the price points that you want to demand for your jewellery designs. Place that there, and actually, have a look at that. Look about that. If you get hold of the Labradorite as well, that was launched at under £10 this morning, that $14.95 for the Labradorite, sorry. What was that? Oh, I was thinking of the solar quartz. There we go. So actually, either way, this would work, wouldn't it? So the Labradorite cubes are $14.95. Sorry, the solar quartz was $8.95. That was my confusion there. My apologies. So we'll give you another opportunity to add the solar quartz to your order later in the show. But look at this. My idea is that you're going to start to pick up more of those lime green tones in your Labradorescence if you match it with the emerald. And imagine that, offering somebody an emerald and Labradorite piece of jewellery.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Janet's enthused by that idea. I mean, is this the kind of gemstone that you would have invested in? I mean, if you were at home today?
Yeah, definitely.
Emerald.
Yeah, especially at that price.
$11.95.
That's
exquisite.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer, really. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, we're going to have to bring you our next kit. Now, this is a really exciting opportunity because I already know the price point. And this is your colour block jewellery kit. There's a lot going on with this kit. This is the perfect way to get started with the hobby of jewellery making, and of course maybe you're already an experienced jewellery maker but you traditionally work with maybe the synthetic beads or the faceted rounds, maybe uniformed gemstones. Have a look at what I've got here. Now, the second you see these, they're going to get your creative juices flowing. In fact, if you've got any ideas of how you're going to use these gemstones, then text in. You can contact us on 60777. Just make sure you start your text with the phrase JM Studio. And if you have got any ideas, we'd love to hear some inspiration from our viewers this morning. Let me assure you, the second you see these gemstones, you're already going to know what you want to do with them. You've got these beautiful organic rough cut nuggets. It's interesting actually because they've all been polished, so you get a very high-end finish to the gemstone, but you get lots of texture, you get a very organic feel, and I will say you get a lot of gemstones on the strand. These are very, very long strands. So you've got 165 carats of gorgeous amethyst, very, very familiar and popular gemstone, not just with jewellery makers but on the open jewellery market. So even on the high street you'll be able to do your own sort of price comparisons because amethyst is so heavily used by so many jewellery designers. 165 carats in your drop style nuggets. They range in size from 6x2 to 17x3. Then we've got your peridot nuggets, another huge strand. Just so you get an idea and you don't think that I'm... Notice you get a lot of gemstones here. In fact, let me measure it for you. I had a ruler earlier. What did I do with it? I've lost it. How long? 40 centimetres. Wow. Look at that. Oh, thanks, Amelia. She's so amazing. I love Amelia. Every time I want something, she's there. 30. Yeah, okay, 40 is actually a conservative measurement because this one measures at 42. But you know, a minimum of 40 centimetres. Look at that. I love this gemstone. For me, amethyst and peridot are two of the most appropriate birthstones. They're the colours that I associate with the months they're attached to, because you've got that rich regality from the purple tones in your the month of Valentine's, and then you've got that vibrancy from your peridot, which is August birthstone. And then look at this, beautiful. The gemstone of true love, gorgeous rose quartz nuggets here. And you've got 170 carats again in these organic drop style nuggets. We've had a text from Vix. It says, "Hi Ed, I would use each of the colours to make a lovely tricolour bracelet." They are lovely colours. It's all about the colours there.
I think purple and green go great together. I love purple and green.
One of my favourite colour combinations actually, because even if you sort of go a little bit off the wall, I've got into sort of like psychedelic art movements, things like that. They really heavily play on these purple and lime green tones, and they just work, don't they? But then of course I think the pink and green's really beautiful. I mean, that's again a colour combination inspired by Mother Nature. If you think of a beautiful sort of rose bush, for example, you know, you've got those soft pale pinks with these lime greens, and of course your purples and pinks. Very, very popular colour combination. So they all work individually, they all work together, they all work as if you couple them up as well, the purple and the pink and the green, and the green and the purple. So very, very eclectic and versatile strands here. And as I say, a huge amount of gemstones. 40 centimetre strands here, much longer than a traditional strand here in Jewellery Maker. Just have a look at all of these strands and how many gemstones you're actually getting on these nugget strands. There's a lot going on here, a huge carat weight, a huge number of gemstones, and of course lots of design possibilities with those natural cuts, because of course people are going to have the feeling that you've created something organic, that you're working with Mother Nature's creations, but because of that high polished finish, you're going to have a very high-end feel to your jewellery designs. Now I should tell you everything else you're going to get as part of this kit, because you've actually got your wire here. You've got 0.6 in your amethyst purple, 0.6 in your baby pink, and 0.6 in your chartreuse, or your peridot I suppose, because they are very complementary colour tones, aren't they? You've got gorgeous gemstones and then the matching wires in your 0.6mm gauge. We've already discussed the versatility of this gauge this morning and how important it is to stock up on a number of different colours. Janet obviously was advising us to maybe consider mixing 2 different colour tones together with the wire to create a whole new palette, if you like.
And you could do that with this collection as well, couldn't you?
Absolutely, yeah, it's
beautiful.
a great idea. That's not all you get. You also get your traditional threading material, so you get your 50 metre beading thread, your 80 metre monofilament, and your 6 metre of clear elastic, and 115 pieces of your silver plated copper findings, a metre of chain, 3 different types of head pins, your flat, your ball, and those 70mm fine head pins, toggle clasp, ribbon cord endings, jump rings, crimp bead covers, shepherd hooks, fancy earring findings, and that matte finish slider clasp as well. Now if you were to buy all of these items individually, it would cost you over £40. And tomorrow morning, if you wanted to get hold of all of this, that's exactly how much it would cost you. This is your opportunity to add all of these items to your order at a ridiculously low price. And actually, these are the words my producer just said in my ear. The phone lines are going to go mad in a second. Come on, Kim, be serious. No, don't. She's going even lower. Let me tell you, it's not because I don't want everybody to get a deal. It's just that, you know, I don't want to be seen to be devaluing gorgeous gemstones. $17.95. I mean, just for 115 pieces of silver plated copper, you could probably pay close to that elsewhere. $17.95. Wow. Nearly half the stock's already been allocated on this kit already. I'm not surprised at that kit. I imagine most people came through when they could see the price point of $19.95 online. Little did they know that you were going to take it down to $17.95. Oh dear, we've created a massive queue on the phone lines. Do you know what? Don't panic. It's a free phone number here at Jewellery Maker, and of course, you will be answering the order in which you dial in. These are flying out the door at just $17.95 for these huge strands as well. It's not as if we're skimping on the amount of gemstones we're giving you for $17.95. Look at these 40cm strands. Huge number of amethyst, rose quartz and peridot in this kit. Beautiful colour combinations, and you've got the complementary wire in your 0.6mm gauge in all 3 colours, your traditional threading materials, and 115 pieces of silver plated copper for $17.95. The call centre are going to go crazy. Okay, we've got 50 remaining in stock. We've got 35 people queuing on the line. That leaves us with 15 available in stock. Although we've also got 15 people who have placed it in their basket. So really, we haven't got many left. Do you know what? Don't take my advice for it. Always speak to a member of our award-winning help team who will add this to your basket, and of course they'll be able to inform you exactly whether there are any left in stock. There are fluctuations on the system while we're selling it live on air, but all I will say is if you have placed it in your basket at JewelleryMaker.com, check out, because otherwise I think you are going to be left disappointed on this one. I'm being told we've got 15 remaining in stock, 10 remaining in stock. Okay, they're quickly flying out the door. We've got single figures of availability. I'm going to leave that one with you. That's your colour block jewellery kit. That, I have to say, is one of the most impressive jewellery kits, certainly for the price that I've ever launched here on the morning show. So congratulations to producer Kim, and congratulations I'm making up words. Congratulations to everybody who did manage to get hold of this. My apologies if you have been disappointed and you miss out, but you know, that's why I say the second you see something you like, start dialing the free phone number. Now we're approaching the final half an hour of the show and we've got a lot to fit in. Where are we moving on to? This premier strand of gorgeous Moonstone. Look at this. Now this is another of these gemstones which demonstrates this optical property. On Moonstone it's known as adularescence, and again it's basically quite simple science. There are two different elements inside the gemstone. They refract the light at different speeds at different angles, and as a result you get this colour play that lives inside the gemstone, almost like an inner glow. And it's really interesting on Moonstone because you get this sort of bright electric blue glow from the centre of the gemstone. It's emanating from the middle of the gemstone. I'm going to try and find a little bit of adularescence to show you. It is again very difficult in our studio lighting. There we go. Can we see that at all? There we go. Can you see it there? So I can see this in abundance on the gemstones because I can block out the studio lighting, but because we've got so many different light sources in here, then it does make it a little bit difficult to highlight this. But of course, you've got your 30-day money-back guarantee. You can get this home, see it in the flesh, fall in love with it for yourself, and then make your final decision. If it doesn't do everything that you want it to do within your jewellery designs, send it straight back to me. That's really interesting, that adularescence, because there we've got a whole spectrum of colour, haven't we? We've got a little rainbow living inside that particular gemstone. You can see the quality of this Moonstone because clearly been handed over to one of our most experienced lapidarists to create this checkerboard faceting on the surface of a gemstone. I was just thinking the exact same thing. My director just said, wow, that middle one's absolutely huge. It is, isn't it? Real sort of elongated feel to this. It is a statement pendant. I mean, again, you could go for one of those sort of less is more designs, if you like. You know, those long chains down to the navel.
I think that's what I would do. I'd use the centre one as a pendant, a single pendant on a silver chain maybe, and then earrings with the smaller ones.
Yeah, so you can create a matching
perfect set there, haven't you?
And the launch price this morning is going to enable you probably to make your money back off just 3 gemstones, then the rest is pure profit. Or of course you could keep them to create gorgeous designs for yourself. Now again, Rainbow Moonstone is one of those gemstones that has been revered throughout the ages. Originally set into jewellery by the ancient Romans in 100 AD. And so when you consider the fact that, you know, they couldn't understand all the science side of things, but they still were enamoured by the gemstone, that visual property which just captured their imagination. They actually believed that that inner glow were in fact shards of moonlight placed there by the lunar gods. And you know, that's where it gets its name from, Moonstone. So you can see that when you're dealing with these gemstones which display these optical properties and that have this prestigious historical tapestry attached to them, if you like, that's going to feed into the sort of narrative that it lives within your jewellery design. So, you know, these are the kind of things you can share with your customers and clients. You know, that little bit of information goes a long way, doesn't it? I
think people find it interesting to know all the history about gemstones and things, especially the guys who are walking around, being trailed around with their wives. It's nice to have some, you know, some little story or something behind things.
Yeah, and I think the whole reason that we work with genuine gemstones is because they do possess that sort of mystical side to them.
Yeah.
They have been sort of created by nature, and they haven't just been, you know, machined together and done together in design. There's something special about gemstones, isn't there? You know, they were here long before we were, if you like. Do you know what I mean? They just putting this together long before our modern society was setting it into jewellery designs. I mean, that one in the centre is really beautiful. We are going to offer you an exclusive launch price this morning. Now I'm just going to try and find that adularescence so that I can display in the studio, because there's lots of adularescence coming through from the gemstone itself. I don't know if we can show that It's got a little bit of electric blue there. There we go. This is, I think, a good way to display it. If I just try and shield this specific gemstone, there you go. I'm going to get a little bit of agilorescence there that I can show you. I should just explain, we've got lots of light sources here in the studio which gemstones don't really like. They prefer that one single light source, and that allows this gemstone to come to life and show that agilorescence, that beautiful mystical property. Oh, look at that. You see that? Almost like a golden agilorescence coming through there now. Absolutely beautiful. Now we have got an exclusive launch price for you this morning, and here it comes. $11.95 this morning. If you want to add this to your order, don't forget these gemstones are coming from our Gems of Distinction range. This represents the best possible quality we can source for you here at Jewellery Maker, and of course the best possible value. If you want to get involved, then you can add this to your order right now for $11.95. I mean, we're talking about creating a matching set. I was thinking just the centre gemstone on a piece of chain, that's probably a £15 piece of jewellery in itself, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there you go, you're going to make profit off just the largest one. The rest can be used to create profit, because of course you can create your matching set of earrings because you've got your top drill drops here. And I love the way these have been faceted, because it's very traditional faceting, isn't it? The sort of faceting that we'd associate with, well, very, very high-end jewellery really, that checkerboard faceting. Look at that. And actually it will sort of dictate the way the agilorescence sort of cascades across the surface of the gemstone. Absolutely beautiful. I love that. Actually, I think we've got a little bit of peach agilorescence at the top there. Oh, I just moved it towards the light there and just lost it as I saw it. How annoying. Do you know what? This is the exact strand to utilise your 30-day money-back guarantee on. Get it home, see it in the flesh, experience that gorgeous optical effect for yourself. And then that's when the decision-making process starts, when this arrives at your front door. You've got 30 days. You don't need to make your final decision until you've seen it, until maybe you've matched it up with other gemstones where you've seen how it's going to be incorporated into your designs. It's available right now at $11.95. It is an exclusive launch this morning, a premiere item, and if you do want to add it to your order, act now to avoid disappointment. We're going to leave that one there and we're going to move on, because we've got a lot to fit in the closing 20 minutes of the show. Okay, so this is your box of DVDs. Okay, so this is the perfect way to maybe build up your DVD collection. We've already offered you the 8 Wirework DVD collection this morning, and we offered you that at a ridiculous price point. I'm going to bring you this now. Oh, I'll tell you what, if you got hold of that colour blocking jewellery kit just because of the price, and you don't necessarily know exactly how you're going to use those beautiful nuggets, how about this, your Chips and Nuggets DVD. Now for me, Mark Smith is one of the most inspirational designers I've ever met, because he basically came late to the hobby. There he is, the man himself. Basically he was ill, he had a bad back, he was resting up, he came across our channel, started to see the way the designs develop, and he thought, I'm going to have a go at that. In a short time he asked to come and appear on our Sunday sofa, which was a little experience opportunity we used to have on our Sunday shows. I was actually the sales manager at the time. I asked him if he'd like to be a designer. He agreed. Now he's one of our most popular designers. And the really impressive thing about Mark as a designer is that he does exactly what we've been discussing this morning. He takes himself out of his comfort zone, and if he's not sure about something, that's the next thing he works on. So when he used to see the Chips and Nuggets, when he used to receive them in the jewellery kits, which are essentially a design brief for our guest designers, when they receive them at home, he used to get the Chips and Nuggets, he used to be a little bit flummoxed. He used to think, I'm not sure how I'm going to work with these. So he went back to the drawing board and worked solely with Chips and Nuggets for some time, until he developed a range of ideas where you can actually incorporate the more organic cuts into your designs. Now he's put together the Chips and Nuggets DVD. So that is the way to develop as a jewellery maker. As we've said, take yourself out your comfort zone, and then you're going to expand the number of disciplines that you can, and the number of strings you can add to your bow, if you like. Chips and Nuggets DVD with Mark Smith's designs. Then you've got your beading project. So this is a really easy way to maybe develop from using basic techniques, maybe the getting started techniques, into developing those techniques and trying something a little bit different within just maybe 1 or 2 projects to get you started. I'm sure once you start to master new techniques, that's what really drives you on as a jewellery maker.
I think you're right. I think everybody strives to sort of move on and to try different techniques. You know, I've recently bought the jewel enamel kit.
Okay.
So I'm just about to start sort of working with that.
And that's sort of totally alien to you? You've
never done it before, and I can't wait to sort of have a go and get started on it. But I think as jewellery makers, we always want to be pushing ourselves and trying new things.
I think it's important to do that because, of course, it's a very popular hobby and very addictive hobby, if you like. But, you know, you can imagine if you're not feeling very inspired, it's going to sort of limit your creativity. Whereas if you're always pushing yourself to try new things, it's going to keep your ideas fresh and always keep you coming up with new and creative ideas. That's not all you get. You also get your accessories with Gemstone. So maybe, again, you predominantly create traditional jewellery designs. So your rings, your earrings, your necklaces and bracelets. But your accessories allows you to create other ideas as well. So we've seen that. Is that a sort of light switch pull and stuff like that? And there, that's sort of like a wreath, isn't it? There. So as you can see, and we've already seen from the structural work that you can achieve with your wire, that you can go in all sorts of different directions. You've seen the sculpture and the ornamental pieces that Alison Howe's putting together with her wire. So it just allows you to take your skills in another direction to create completely individual items. I mean, you can imagine how quickly something like gemstone wreaths would sell, you know, around a Christmas craft fair. They're probably going to sell out much quicker than any jewellery designs would, actually. That's the interesting thing, because of course we get to see jewellery designs on a daily basis, but the more unique items
and that's the thing, people go to craft fairs expecting to find something unusual and, you know, different. So yeah, the more you can offer your audience, the better, really.
I think that's the whole reason for people getting involved in jewellery making, because they want to create handmade, bespoke pieces. They don't just want to emulate the high street. There'd be no point in doing that, would there? So you're getting 3 DVDs as part of this collection. They would usually be priced at $4.95 each. You're also going to get your little box set, your collector's box, so you can keep all of your DVDs together and develop a bit of a collection. Normally this would be $4.95 each. Right now, you can add this to your order for £7. So it's essentially matching the value we offered you earlier on your DVDs, £2 per DVD, and then £1 for your box. But that is very handy because I don't know if anybody out there has experienced this. I'm sure anybody with children has. I am very, very anal when it comes to the way my DVDs and CDs are kept and stored. They're not alphabetical, but everything has to be in its own case. Tend to be done in popularity, how they watch. One time, this is what, when I was growing up, one time I walked into my sister's room and I trod on a CD. When I picked it up, it was my CD. I was very angry. Now I can't get angry about that because my son basically has decided that CDs can be frisbees. You know, they don't have to go back where they're meant to be. They get flown all over the place. That's why these little boxes are so useful. I probably wouldn't even have thought of that 3 years ago. I'd have been like, I don't need the box. But if you've got children, you know you need the storage box to keep them safe. Honestly, their recklessness knows no bounds. I mean, I'm sure I never did that when I was a child. So if you do want to add the trio of DVDs, your accessories, your beading projects and your Chips and Nuggets DVD to your order, you can do it right now for £7. And you also get your little little box to keep them all safe, and it is very, very handy. So we're going to leave that there. We're going to move over to Janet and see how she's got on with her challenge this morning, because we gave you a whole kit, didn't we, to get involved with?
We did, but I haven't had much time, to be honest.
Well, actually, that's my fault, because I've sort of monopolised your time, haven't I?
It's been great.
Do you know, I've had so much fun this morning, and every time I work with a wirework expert, I'm actually growing in confidence. I haven't even done any, just feeling like, you know, just have a go. Everybody's saying experiment, have a go, and you'll grow in confidence. So I'm sure if you have felt inspired at home, then just have a go. That's the key. And this kit will actually enable you to do that, because you're actually going to get 2 reels of wire on this kit as well. I'm going to lift those gemstones off of this black display step, actually, because they're quite neutral colour tones and they're getting a little bit lost on the black background. Just have a look at the way these come to life when you put a little bit of skin tone behind them. Absolutely gorgeous. You've got the chocolate brown tones from your smoky quartz, faceted coins. Those are quite delicate, aren't they? They are, in fact, 8mm faceted puffy coins, giving you 90 carats. Then I've got over 300 carats in your beautiful clear quartz. Again, faceted coins, but on this occasion they are 14mm in size, so much more significant size. And then you've got your graduated sizes of your traditional pyrite here, your fool's gold, that beautiful gold tone, and actually it is very, very good quality pyrite.
It is, it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, faceted to perfection. And they actually graduate in size from 4mm, so very useful and versatile cut, all the way up to 12mm, so statement size by the end. And I'm going to be honest, I've actually seen some varieties of pyrite here in the early days of Jewellery Maker, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, that I would say weren't of this quality. They were more rough cuts, and now the quality of the pyrite that we're able to source is out of this world. I mean, you can see that there. It really is giving you that sparkle, that metallic shimmer that you want from pyrite, isn't it? So 3 strands of gemstones. These are sort of inspirational colour tones for you?
They were gorgeous. Like you say, the pyrite, the colour of the pyrite is beautiful, and to have the cleared stone as well. I think they just go well together, like you said. That's sort of quite natural tones.
The combination of clear quartz and smoky quartz is fantastic,
beautiful.
Isn't it? I didn't even realise it until last night, when I actually had a strand on the show that was alternating smoky quartz, clear quartz, and then it all just clicked into place. I thought that is the most fantastic combination.
Beautiful.
So you've got them here together, and the other benefit of working with pyrite, I always think, is that sort of saves you a bit of money on precious metals, because you still get to create that effect without having to invest in
That's right,
gold
you get that
silver.
Metallic effect, but through the gemstones rather than anything else.
Really, really interesting.
Beautiful.
So those are your 3 strands of gemstones. Very versatile, very easy to work with. That's not all you're going to get, as ever, with our jewellery kits. We're going to give you everything you need to get started with the hobby, and also with the discipline of wire work this morning, because we've got your gold wire. We've got your 0.8mm gauge, that's 10 metres, and your 0.6mm gauge, 10 metres. So you could possibly use your 0.8mm for more of the structural pieces, 0.6 for the detailing.
Yes, yeah, you can use both.
Have a play, can't you? In fact,
and I think
that's what
actually,
if
you're starting in wire work, then this actually probably is not a bad kit to get, really. Right. It's a good kit to get, because you've got the wire in there, but you've got the beautiful stones as well, so it'd be a good one to start off with.
The gemstones and the wire already work so well together. They already
complement each other. You know, the work's been done for you, really, to put it together. So
it's going to sort of lead you through the creative process, isn't it, this jewellery kit?
Yeah.
So that eliminates one of the hardest parts of jewellery design, which is working out how things are going to match up, because these all
they
complement
already
one another already. So you've got your traditional threading materials in the form of your beading thread, your monofilament and your elastic, and you've even got 115 pieces of your silver plated copper. Everything you're going to get there, a metre of chain, your shepherd hooks, your jump rings, your fancy earring findings, a little floral brushed clasp there, that's gorgeous. Your ribbon cord endings, you've also got those 3 very useful head pins as well, your flat, your ball and your longer fine head pins, as well as your crimp beads and your crimp bead covers. So over 100 pieces of silver plated copper in your findings there. If you were to buy all of these separately, it would cost you the best part of £50 any other day, £48.55. this morning, you can add your order for $24.95, virtually a half price deal, give or take £1 here or there. But oh, and we're going even further, so we're definitely going to beat a half price deal here.
Oh.
$21.95. Normally it would cost you over £48. This morning you can get hold of all of these items for $21.95 as part of the mixed metals jewellery kit. Absolutely exquisite combination of items. You can see there exactly how well they all work together. And I like the idea actually of giving the silver plated findings with the gold wire actually, because lots of people are starting to mix the different metal tones together now, aren't they?
Yeah, I think it's good to do that. And like you say, it is really popular now to mix the different metals. So it's just adds another look to your. Can we have a quick look at
Janet's designs actually, because we haven't seen what Janet was able to create. I mean, I have to say,
I didn't have long.
Well, we know that you're not lazy, Janet, because you created over 10 pieces of each kit that we'd sent you. But I have been monopolising your time throughout the show, so we'll let you off. Look at that smoky quartz and that clear quartz together. Fantastic combination. And it's really the gold chain that's sort of pulling that all together, I think. That's absolutely beautiful. And then again, the pyrite and the gold wire. Absolutely beautiful combination there. And maybe something that people wouldn't consider generally, that maybe we were talking about using pyrite as an alternative to your gold, but actually together
I think they look fabulous together. I think with the gold wire wrapped around them. I didn't get to finish that off exactly how I wanted it, but you can see the effect. Yeah, the gold wire with it is just beautiful.
It's absolutely gorgeous. And this morning available for $21.95. Should have been launched at $24.95, but producer Kim trying to give you the equivalent of your P&P back in your pocket. So if you do want to add this to your order, it's available right now for $21.95. It would normally set you back £48. So a huge saving when you invest in our wholesale bundles. Gemstones, threading materials, findings and wire all together in your mixed metal jewellery kit, available right now for $21.95. Janet has created even more amazing inspiration for us this morning. Thank you so much. Your demonstration has been amazing. Your jewellery's been fantastic.
Thank you.
And we've had lots of positive feedback about the show. I'm going to go back over to the show and recap some of the more popular items from today's show that we've launched. So thank you, Janet.
Thank you, Ed.
And let's have a look at all of the most popular items we have launched this morning. We're going to dive straight in with your Wirework DVD collection. You get 8 DVDs here at the equivalent of £2 per DVD. Normally it will be $4.95, which in itself represents unbelievable value. Have a look at everything you've got here. This is basically going to take you from start to finish of your Wirework journey. There you go, everything you're going to get. Your Motifs DVD with Rachel and Gemma there. Your Wire Gizmo Basics. Your Wire Rings Edition 1 and 2. Your Wirework DVD Edition 1, 3 and 4. And your Wire Sculpture Edition 1 as well. So everything you could possibly want to achieve with wire here in 8 hours of tuition. This is basically like having our experts in your living room talking you through the designs. You're going to get generally between 4 and 6 projects on each and every DVD here, so lots of design scope, lots of different techniques to master. And of course, here comes your price point this morning. £16 should normally be £39.60 because they are of course $4.95 each, which, as I say, that's already ridiculous value. I mean, I've seen some crafting sort of magazines that are mainly filled with adverts and they're like £6-7. So you can get a whole DVD for $4.95, but this morning as part of this collection you can get them for £2 each. £16 this morning for the essential Wirework DVD collection. That for me is an add it to your order price, and it's the perfect gift for anybody who's interested in wirework. Maybe somebody in your household does a lot of wirework, but you don't know what gauge they work with, you don't know what gemstones they like. The Wirework DVD collection, £16. It's actually £40 worth of DVD there essentially. £16, a huge saving this morning. If you want to add that to your order, dial that free phone number right now or click to buy now on JewelleryMaker.com. We also launched your Wire Whacker tool this morning, and we gave you a ridiculous price point. Janet's excited because our show finishes in 4 minutes. She can go and pick up her Wire Whacker tool. and this was launched this morning at $5.95. This is a beadsmith tool, pretty much, you know, the Rolls Royce of jewellery making tools. So if you do want to get involved and add this to your order, maybe you've invested in one of the kits, maybe you've taken advantage of one of the wholesale wire deals, this is an add it to your order price. This is the way to maximise on your 1 P&P per day of just $2.95. $5.95 was the price point this morning. We only have a limited number available. This was originally launched last week, and I think we sold over 400 in a matter of minutes. This morning I had less than half of that available, and now I've got very, very few available in stock. We do still have some though, so if you want to add this to your order, it's available right now. Add it to your order price of just $5.95, and Janet also gave us a very simple demonstration of the way this sort of work hardens your wire creations, and even I had a go, so that shows how easy it is. That's your wire whacker tool, of course. Say again, sorry? Of course, we launched this. It was a late addition to the show. It arrived in our warehouse today. It was brought down to the studio immediately and launched at a price point of under £10. $8.95 was the price point for 140 carats of watermelon dyed solar quartz. They range in size from 14 by 12 to 25 by 16 in size. Each and every one is a statement gemstone. And here comes the launch price we offered you this morning. $8.95. Ridiculous price point. And of course it has proved to be very, very popular. So once again, we only have a limited amount available in stock. So if you do want to add that to your order, it's available right now for $8.95. I'm going to leave that one with you. And of course, is there anything else that you wanted to show, Kim? That's everything. So we're going to just move back over to the designer desk. Janet, did you have fun this morning?
It's been great. I've really enjoyed it.
Well, your demonstration has been fantastic. And as
Good.
I say, you've also inspired me.
Good.
Between you and Laura, I don't feel bullied. But I'm going to have a go at Wirework. Coming up this afternoon is your Designer Inspiration Show with a brand new guest designer, Michelle. And I have to say I was partly responsible for bringing Michelle's skills to the attention of our management team. Absolutely unbelievable designs from Michelle. She's also being joined by... she's here. Luscious Linda's here. She's going to be doing a few soutache designs for us as well. We've got Jenny presenting the show, so it's bound to be a madcap fun adventure, and executive producer Martha in the hot seat, so the prices are going to be amazing. We're going to have to love you and leave you while Linda and Michelle set up for the Designer Inspiration Show. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and thank you, Janet. Your demonstrations have been amazing. We'll love you and leave you, and I'll see you on Friday.
Get involved with Jewellery Maker by sending the studio a message during our live hours. You can send a text to 60777 and start your message with JM Studio, or alternatively, go to our website and click on Watch the Live Show, simply type your message into the box and press send. Make sure you stay tuned in case your message is read out. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker.
Jewellery Maker.